and Marsha Lush, companion. This year's recipients of the Ron Perry Memorial Scholarships are Jacob Fegley from Hamburg High School, Hunter Shuey from Hamburg High School, Colton Yenser from Daniel Boone High School, and Sam Schaefer from Kutztown High School. Fans, how about one more round of applause for the Ron Perry Memorial Scholarship Award winner. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to First Energy Stadium here for the Berks County Championship game. The Governor Mifflin Mustangs take on the Wilson Bulldogs here at this professional baseball park. I'm Emily Messina alongside Paul Roberts. Thank you guys for joining us for the final game here in the Berks County Championships.
Emily, great to be back with you, and you could not ask for a better matchup than we have tonight. You have arch rivals, the number 1 seed versus the number 2 seed, and we have 2 elite pitchers on the mound tonight for Governor Mifflin. Connor Marinac, who's a perfect 10-0 and has an ERA just under 1 this season. Opponents hitting just a $1.61 against Marinac. And for Wilson, you have Luke Holman, who's 7-0 with a 0.34 ERA. He's got 88 strikeouts in 41 innings. Even I can do that math. It's about 2 Ks per inning. So if you're a high school sports fan in Berks County, this is a dream matchup. I mean, this is a game for the ages here to have these rivals meet in a championship game at this type of ballpark and have the 2 aces both on the mound. Sometimes it doesn't always work out that way if you have to use your top pitcher maybe in a semifinal game and there's an issue with a pitch count or something like that, but really looking forward to this one.
It'll definitely be an incredible matchup here at the ballpark and an incredible day for baseball here in Reading, Pennsylvania. It's about 86 degrees, beautifully sunny, and First Energy Stadium is quickly filling up with fans. We still got about 10 minutes till first pitch. So if you're not out at the ballpark and you could come, I invite you to come. And if not, thank you so much for joining us on the airwaves. We appreciate your support, and we're excited to bring the championship game into your home.
You know, when we broadcasted the regular season game here between the two, there were 1,800 in attendance, which for high school baseball, I mean, that's almost unheard of. But I think it just shows how the local fans are into this rivalry and realize how good these 2 teams are. Wilson's 19-1. The only loss came back on April 3rd against Hazelden, who's also one of the best teams in the state. And Luke Holman did not start that game. And Hazelden threw a lefty named Nick Biasi, who's committed to Florida State. And he was about 88 from the left side, which again is not a walk in the park for high school hitters, and Wilson lost that one 6-1. Since then, they've rattled off 17 straight wins, and if you go back to 2019, Emily, obviously no season last year, but if you go back to 2019, they're 31-2 over their last 33 games. So it's been an unbelievable run, and Mifflin, no slouch at 17-5, and they've won 8 in a row. So these are 2 really well-coached, really good programs, not just in this county, but these are contenders in District 3, and you know, Wilson potentially in the state this year.
What I like about these 2 teams is, yes, they do have those stars being in Holman and Marinac and a couple other guys who will be in the starting lineup, but really for these teams, it's a full effort. You know, you do have those stars. You know, we'll probably see some of those guys get drafted coming up, but we do see offensive output from a lot of players. We do see great defensive, plays that are made that save runs, I think, throughout the entire team, which is something that I like to see, and especially have been noticing with the high school baseball around this area. And
I think that's especially the case this year with Governor Mifflin, because offensively, they don't have the firepower that Wilson does. Wilson has 6 Division I commits. Again, that's almost unheard of at the high school level. But for Governor Mifflin, the team average is 240. Wilson's is 100 points higher than that. They're around 340. Ruben Livingston for Wilson has more home runs than the entire Governor Mifflin team. Livingston has 6, and the Mustangs have 5.
And a couple of those coming at this ballpark.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Livingston and Randy Carlo, part of what I like to call the bomb squad for Wilson. Holman, Livingston, Carlo, that trio in the middle of the lineup, good luck facing those guys, because if you make a mistake, it's going to go 400 feet somewhere. But I think with Mifflin, it's been all about pitching and defense. I mean, the offense at times has really struggled. Tyler Minnick, their leadoff hitter, is hitting close to 400. So is Connor Marinack. But outside of that, you don't see anyone with the exception of Aaron Renninger who's hitting over 250. So then the question becomes, well, how did they get here? And it's pitching and it's defense, kind of old school baseball. Their team ERA is just over 2, and Marinack has been unbelievable. He's already set the single season school record for strikeouts. He has 110 so far this year, and that record dated back to 1968. Kirk Berger held that with 101. So, I mean, we're talking some serious history with Connor being able to set that record
Still
this
have a
season.
chance to nab a couple more
Yeah,
today.
and then you have districts and potentially states for both these teams. Districts will start next week. Governor Mifflin right now is the 8 seed, so they would play on Monday. Wilson as the 2 seed would have a bye, so they would not play their quarterfinal game until May the 27th.
I agree wholeheartedly with you there, Paul. These two teams have very opposite strengths and weaknesses. Now, we saw them play in the semifinals at the ballpark on Monday and back at the quarterfinals last week, but we did see Wilson having trouble making some errors defensively in the field, and Mifflin struggling to score some runs in some of those games, especially back in the quarterfinal matchup. So I think these teams going head-to-head with their different strengths is definitely going to make an interesting matchup tonight.
Yeah, if you look at Mifflin in the quarterfinals, they had 1 hit. Usually you don't win playoff games when you have 1 hit.
And that was a 1-0 win over Brandywine Heights.
Right, Brandywine Heights was the number 7 seed. Now, they threw Chase Renner, who was 90 to 93 and is going to Penn State.
So we are going to take a short break. We'll throw it down to the field for the introduction of these players in the championship matchup. Stick around.
And the Wilson Bulldogs. Let's see tonight's starting lineup, starting with the Governor Mifflin Mustangs. Leading off, the shortstop, number 2, Tyler Minnick. Batting second, the catcher, number 24, Kobe Cabret. Batting third, the pitcher, number 5, Connor Marinack. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 21, Xander Velez. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 20, Mason Woolwan. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 23, Darian Schroes. He's batting for the first baseman, number 15, Alex Jansen. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 10, Matt Garris. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 11, Javi Pena. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 4, Aaron Renninger. Now let's meet the rest of the Mustangs. Number 6, Andy London. Number 9, Josh Hacker. Number 12, Evan Lehman. Number 13, Matt Novotny. Number 16, Matt Starbaugh. Number 17, Michael Marmolejo. Number 18, Bryce Wunderlich. Number 27, Owen Lehman. Number 28, Seth Beeman. Number 33, Tristan Hyatt. Number 44, Austin Haffer. The head coach of the Mustangs, Chris Holm. He's assisted by Noah Angstadt, Kurt Henry, Nate Herzog, Billy McKay, and Todd Williams. The statistician, John Geiger, and student manager, Jonathan Radwanski. The Governor Mifflin Mustangs. And now, the starting lineup for the Wilson Bulldogs. Leading off, the center fielder, number 3, Danny Estrada. Batting second, good shortstop, number 9, Gabe Vaughn. Batting third, the first baseman, number 2, Ruben Livingston. Batting fourth, the pitcher, number 35, Luke Holman. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 13, Randy Harlow. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 7, Andrew Trayer. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 6, Brian Kelly. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 1, Kyle Cincinnati. And batting ninth, the left fielder, number 11, Ryan Rapp. Now let's meet the rest of the Bulldogs. Number 5, James Rhodes. Number 8, Jacob Diana. Number 18, Ryan Mosman. Number 19, Ryan Spatz. Number 12, Cole Lehman. Number 20, Ryan Gerkis. Number 31, Jake Coate. Number 4, Charlie Franz. Number 25, Trevor Villadue. Number 33, Rafael Fernandez. Number 44, Ryan Sokolsky. And number 36, Tommy Hunsaker. The head coach for the Bulldogs, Sal Rakulia, assisted by Bill Underwood, Adam Smith, Mike Zintek, and John Scholastico. The Wilson Bulldogs. Now, fans, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here at First Energy Stadium for the Berks County Championships between Governor Mifflin and Wilson. I'm Emily Messina. On the call with me, Paul Roberts. Thank you for joining me, Paul.
Oh, it's great to be here. I mean, this is the type of game in this county you don't want to miss. Two great programs, top 2 seeds, a ballpark like this, and 2 outstanding pitchers on the mound. I would say the top 2 candidates for Player of the Year in the county in Luke Holman and Connor Marinac.
100% as we see Holman out warming up on the mound today, and Governor Mifflin in their team huddle will go through the field distribution for Wilson right now. We've got Raff, Estrada, and Kelly rounding out the outfield. In the infield across the diamond, Carlo, Bunn, Trayer, and Livingston, and of course Kyle Cincinnati behind the plate.
Yeah, Cincinnati's a great defensive catcher. He's headed to Maryland Eastern Shore. I mentioned there are 6 Division I commits on this Wilson team, and he is one of them. And he's been catching Luke Holman since they were little kids in the youth baseball and travel baseball. It's not easy to catch someone who's throwing 90 to 94 at the high school level.
Especially at this level.
Exactly right. And I know Holman has a lot of confidence in Cincinnati, who picked a runner off of first base in the semifinals just a couple nights ago.
He's been just as much of a go-to guy as Holman has been with getting the start typically. And people don't realize how much work that the catcher puts in, especially in these games, like you're saying, with the tendency for pitches to be a little bit less consistent, chasing things down behind the plate, making sure they have good backup. We have seen a lot of throws home to catch people at the plate. So as we get ready for the first pitch here, Tyler Minnick steps into the box for Governor Mifflin. Luke Holman, glove at the waist, he kicks, fires, and it's at the knees for a called strike.
92 for that first pitch, and you'll see him consistently 90 to 92. He can touch 94, but the curveball, which we just saw right there, that's the separator for him.
Yeah, you'll be seeing that a lot today. He's got really great movement on that curveball, and it got a lot of depth to it as well as it dives down there, and a big swing and a miss from Tyler Minnick, quickly an out away here.
Coming into this game, 88 strikeouts for Luke Holman in 41 innings. I go back to his sophomore year, district final against Hempfield. He threw 2-hit ball over 6 innings and punched out 12, and Wilson won that game 11-2. That was a 10th grader in a 6A district final. It just shows you the composure. I mean, this kid was just born to pitch.
Real maturity up on the mound, and especially in high leverage situations, which he's pretty much been handed the ball in most of them, as Kobe Cabret now in the box takes a first pitch strike and then a ball outside. Here's the pitch by Holman. It's low. Did he go? No. Our home plate umpire Dave Cummings out at third is Carl Bieber, second Ryan Nye, and first Joe Zaorski, as we have a 4-umpire lineup today to manage this championship game, as Cabret fouls one back into the netting behind home plate, evening the count 2-2.
Holman struck out 15 in the quarterfinals last Thursday against Twin Valley.
I don't know if you guys could hear the crowd here at First Energy Stadium. A ball just below the knees, and we've already got some opinions going on down there.
Yeah, I think Kobe Cabret was just waiting for Dave Cummings to punch him out, and he never did. That was a pretty tight strike zone right there. You heard some oohs and ahs, I think, from the Wilson fans wondering, where was that one?
We've seen this crew of umpires along with another crew for the past few quarterfinals and semifinal games, and I have to say there really haven't been any complaints as the pitch comes in right at the knees, and Cabret caught looking, and that's another 2 strikeouts there for Luke Holman.
He threw against Governor Mifflin here on April 28th, 11 strikeouts, also hit a home run that game. And then April 7th, over at Wilson, he threw 6 innings, gave up just 3 hits, 7 strikeouts, and afterwards he told me it wasn't his best stuff. So I think a lot of high school kids would like to throw 6 shutout innings and not have their best stuff.
Connor Marinak drives one up the first base line. It's foul, and he's quickly down 0-2. Marinak, the opposing starter today, they now meet first up at the plate. He will step into that righty batter's box almost at the backside. Now he'll step out quickly as they get that foul ball out of play. Holman getting the sign from Cincinnati, kicks, fires, a big swing and a miss, 94-mile-an-hour fastball way up in the zone, and it's a 1-2-3 strikeout the sign for Luke Holman. We're going to take a short break as we head into the bottom of the first. Don't go anywhere.
For alumni job placement, 3 years running. Go further and do more with a degree from Lebanon Valley College. Learn more by visiting lvc.edu.
The Reading Fightin' Phil's birthday party package is the best way to celebrate a birthday. Whether you are a youngster or an adult, there is no better birthday than a Fightin's birthday. The Fightin's Fan Birthday Package is customizable for fans of any age and starts at just $120. Base packages include 10 general admission tickets to a Fightin's home game, an autographed baseball, and a VIP reserved parking spot. Fans can also add a wide variety of experiences and options to make sure your favorite Titans fan's birthday is a grand slam.
Customers Bank is a proud continued partner of the United Way of Berks County and the Ready, Set, Read initiative. Ready, Set, Read programs focus on improving literacy skills for children from birth through 3rd grade. The Fundamentals of Reading are a community-wide initiative that bring together schools, businesses, organizations, and individuals throughout our area to improve early grade reading success. Customers Bank and the United Way of Berks County are committed to reading success and urge you and your business to support this worthwhile initiative. For more information on Ready, Set, Read and how you can become involved, please visit readysetreadberks.org. And thank you, Customers Bank, for your continued support. We are back here at First Energy Stadium after a quick top of the first where Holman struck out the side. And now we see Connor Marinac take his place on the mound to face Danny Estrada, the first Wilson batter. Kicks fired just high for a ball. Marinac would probably be, runner-up here to Holman if he'd probably be the top pitcher in the league if it wasn't for him. He too has an ERA below 1. Most pitchers would dream of that.
At 10-0, not too shabby, as Estrada fouls that one down the left field side. I think in this county as a whole, if you ask me who the best pure hitter is, it's the kid at the plate right now. Estrada's hitting almost 500 this season, 484. He's only struck out 4 times in their 20 games. Marinac will be high 80s, doesn't have quite the velocity that Holman does, but not many high school pitchers do. But he can still get it up there, 88, 89.
And Estrada popping one up in left field, Graf coming in. Oh, excuse me. And he makes the catch out there in left field. As Matt Garris, the one to make that play out in left. And one away quickly here as both starters working got a good routine down. And now Gabe Bunn up at the plate, swings on the first pitch that digs down, and 0-1.
And these two will be teammates in college. Both of them are going to Division III Misericordia. Both are shortstops, obviously Marinac on the mound as well. But this is one of the best things about high school baseball compared to the majors, how quickly the pitchers work. There's not a lot of downtime.
And pitch comes in just low, 2-1 the count. You notice that even between innings too, the gap between innings is not as long either, as Bunn goes fishing and comes up with nothing there. 2-2 the count now. And Marinac setting up, facing. Now he'll kick, fire, gets him on the knees, just on the outside corner of called strike by Dave Cummings at the plate, and quickly 2 away for Ruben Livingston, who is also one of the best hitters in the league. I mean, I think we've said it before, but you don't really get a break facing this Wilson lineup at all. I mean, they're just power and attacking the entire time. Yeah,
they average 9 runs a game. They've scored in double digits 10 times this season. And this kid at the plate is a big reason why. He's already committed to Kent State as a junior. He's 6'3", 220. I joke with Doug Doms, their football coach. I said, you have an all-state tight end that plays on the baseball team, but Ruben's chosen baseball, and a pretty wise decision. He's got 6 home runs already this season. He had a triple and a homer in the semifinals against Ole Valley.
And after he fouls one off, he takes a strike on the corner, 79-mile-an-hour changeup from Marinac, and 0-2, he falls behind quickly here. And here's the pitch, it's in the dirt. Good block there by Kobe Cabret.
Opponents hitting just $161 against Marinac this season.
And he'll get him to go down swinging as a 1-2-3 inning from Mifflin. The score is tied at 0 as we head into the top of the second. We're going to take a short break. Stick around.
The new order online and ticket service for Rivers Market. Available in Wyomissing, Sandy Spring, and Eastport.
Team store at First Energy Stadium, or check out our online store 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at rphils.com/shop. We have a wide variety of Fightin' Phil's hats, t-shirts, kids apparel, and more. Looking for something new? Check out our latest selection of Los Luchadores de Reading and Reading hot dog gear, plus throwback black R-Trains R-Phils attire. Root for your Fightins in style. Stop by the Brentwood Industries Fightins team store or rphils.com/shop.
The Reading Fightin' Phils, in conjunction with Savage 61 Fiesta Fridays, are proud to partner with the EXP Realty Group throughout the 2021 season. Visit their convenient website at brgpa.com. The custom search bar makes house hunting online easier than ever, and their talented team of agents is here to answer all your questions. Call them today at 610-926-8610. EXP Realty Group is a top of the second we go here at First Energy Stadium as both pitchers go down 1-2-3 for the opposite team, and now we are at the top of the second where Xander Velez back at the plate. And is Luke Holman on the mound, starts him off with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball as he fouls it up the left field line. Holman almost knocked his hat off here. Paul and I were noting before the broadcast starts how many times the hats come off of these high school players. We don't see that. I've watched a lot of Fightin' Phil's games. I don't see that there, so I'm interested to know as Velez lines one right into the glove of Carlo over there at deep third base. I mean, he was probably a good 5 to 7 feet behind third base, just jumped at the right time and nabbed that one out of the air. As you can see on the replay here, just perfect timing on the jump.
Almost a snow cone catch there for Randy Carlo, and that's a good sign for Sal Raculia and the Wilson coaches, because they struggled defensively in the semifinals. They had 4 errors in that game. Very atypical of the Bulldogs. Gabe Bunn, who's a terrific defensive shortstop, had 3. So it's nice to see Carlo make a really good defensive play at third, robbing Velez of a hit.
Mason Woolwine at the plate now as Holman's still working quickly. The count is 1-1. And yeah, you definitely don't want to give up runs that way in this type of high leverage game. The pitch comes in high. Don't want sloppy mistakes going on in the field, but that one, I mean, that was a hard hit ball in a bad spot, and Carlo really made the best of it. Big swing and a miss there from Woolwine, and the count moves to 2-2. Wind's starting to pick up here at First Energy Stadium, blowing out to center field, about 9 miles an hour. And here's the 2-2, a chopper foul.
Woolwine, one of several multi-sport athletes for Governor Mifflin, which you love to see. Connor Marinack is the quarterback on the football team. They won a district title, got to the state semis. He also plays basketball. Matt Garris also plays basketball. Tyler Minnick plays football.
And a drop third strike, but it goes 2-3 in your scorebooks if you're scoring that. And quickly 2 outs for Luke Holman.
Already 4 strikeouts for Holman. He's only faced 5 batters, but kind of par for the course. I saw him over at Muhlenberg in late April, and he did not give up a single hit over 6 innings, had 13 strikeouts, and they beat Muhlenberg 11-0. And we saw Muhlenberg here in the semifinals. So that's a good team that'll be in districts.
Darian Troach fouls one into the Wilson dugout there. And he is the designated hitter for first baseman Alex Jansen, as Marinack does hit in today's contest. He'll take a ball outside.
Yeah, both these pitchers are outstanding hitters. They're 2 of the best hitters in the county as well.
Here's the 1-1. Goes golfing there in the dirt. Doesn't come up with anything.
Troche was the hero in the semis with that walk-off RBI single with 2 outs in the 8th inning as Governor Mifflin got by Muhlenberg.
And he sends one into the gap between short and third base. It'll trickle into left field, and that is the first hit of the day for either team. And he just hit that one over the head of Carlo this time, not able to make the snag as he lined it right into shallow left field.
How about Darian Troche? I mean, this kid's only a 10th grader. He had the only hit for them in the quarterfinals, that RBI single in the 4th inning when they beat Brandywine 1-0. He had the walk-off single in the semis in the 8th inning to beat Muhlenberg. Now he gets a single against Luke Holman and the Wilson Bulldogs.
We do see a runner coming in for just to run for Darian Troche. I believe it is number 17, Michael Marmalejos, if I could read that number right out there. And Marmalejos, a junior, plays the infield usually and a pitcher, but we're seeing him today coming into pinch run for Troche as Garris now steps into the batter's box. Pitch is in the dirt and the count moves to 2-0. Now we've seen Garris a lot on the mound. Today we see him out in left field. And it's nice to see all of these guys moving around and really have that versatility. We see that as a big importance both in college ball and in pro ball, just utility guys.
Yeah, Garris is headed to DeSales, and he started both of the regular season games against Wilson, had 13 strikeouts in 6 innings over at Wilson on April 7th. That was a 4-2 loss, but he kept them in the game both times that they played Wilson, and considering how powerful the Bulldogs lineup is, it's impressive. Garris throws 80 to 84, but he has a good curveball. He pitches backwards, just a high baseball IQ, knows the game really well. So, he's been a very solid number 2 pitcher for them all year long.
It's impressive when these high school guys, they have a 3-pitch lineup. They have 3 solid pitches, and Garris has just that as he now fouls one off, and it's 2-2. No score here in the top of the 2nd inning, 2 outs, but Mifflin does have a runner on, and Marmalejos was on the run as Garris sends one deep to right field over the head of Carey as Marmalejos rounding third, being waved home by the coach, and he will score easily as there is no throw. And a stand-up double for Matt Garris scores Marmalejos from first, and Mifflin takes a 1-0 lead here in the 2nd, a little bit of a 2-out rally.
The Mustangs strike first here. Matt Garris hitting down in the 7-hole comes through, hitting just 205 this season, but that's his 4th double. And again, he's a very experienced player. He's been in big spots. That was a high fastball at 91 that he was able to catch up to. And when you have a pitcher like with the velocity of Holman, you can let them do the work. If you make contact, it's going to go. And Garris put that one over the head of Kelly out in right field.
And now Javi Pena takes the ball outside. Definitely interesting perspective, Garris. We were talking about a pitcher himself who has faced Holman so much, probably has a different read on him than some of the other players, as that one is high. And it's 2-0 as the Governor Mifflin crowd starts getting a little rowdy here at the ballpark.
It was interesting. Wilson fell behind Ole Valley 3-1, and then they came roaring back and won that game 9-3 on Monday.
And pitch at the knees, 92-mile-an-hour fastball there from Holman. Pena's count moves to 2-1.
But it's always nice to strike first when you have this type of pitcher's duel, because you just don't know how many runs are going to be scored today.
It's a foul ball into the netting behind home plate. And Matt Garris on second after a stand-up double. The score is 1-0 here in the top of the 2nd inning. 2 outs now for Luke Holman as he tries to get Javi Pena with 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt. Good block there by Cincinnati behind the plate. You see Garris taking a little bit of a lead off of second, so he definitely would have been going off that had gotten past Cincinnati.
Good check, too, by Pena, which is difficult on that breaking ball, but he definitely held up. He had a double in the semis against Muhlenberg.
And another foul ball from Pena, who's staying alive in this at-bat. Holman hits 93 there on the radar gun.
He's committed to Alabama. We'll see if that happens. Could get drafted and possibly a big signing bonus along with that. He's rated number 145 in this class by Baseball America.
And he walks him. Bobby Pena heads down to first base on a free pass, and now it's Aaron Renner, the number 9 batter for Mifflin here, with 2 on, 2 outs in the top of the second.
You keep hearing the roar from the crowd, and I think everybody understands it's almost impossible to hit Luke Holman.
Any offense off
right,
of him.
so every base runner is like an event. It's like the 4th of July because over 41 2/3 innings this year, he gave up 2 runs. And both were here against Governor Mifflin in the game that we broadcasted back on April 28th.
It's definitely important to capitalize when you do get those base runners, because you never know when the opportunity, might come again. As Holman now setting up, looks back at Garris. Now he'll kick, fire Holman. He'll hit him. They'll hit him right in the shoulder, I believe, and he looks like he's okay. He's shaking it off as Renier now drops his bat and jogs down to first, and it'll be bases loaded for Luke Holman with 2 outs in the top of the second.
And it sounded like he might have hit him in the head there.
I almost thought the helmet, but he shook it off so quickly.
Yeah, and then he seems to be all right because he went right down to first. But, anytime you have someone with velocity like this over 90 and you get hit up like that, it's always scary. Good move here by Bill Underwood to go out and talk to Holman here. Bill played his college ball at Kent State, was drafted by the Yankees in 1992, and in A-ball, he played with Derek Jeter and Mariano Rivera.
What a fun fact.
Yeah, in Greensboro in 1993. So pretty cool for Coach Underwood to be able to tell, his kids about playing with guys like Jeter and Rivera, Hall of Famers. And the trainer did go out and check there.
And you saw
on Renier.
Renier, he tapped his shoulder.
Okay.
To, imitate to the trainer, no, not on the head, on the shoulder. And now the trainer will run back off of the field of play. So all good, thankfully, for Aaron Renner. And the mound meeting is breaking up here as the coaches are signaling some field positions to their infield as Dreyer moves over just slightly towards first. Every infielder is playing deep. Just going, all they need is 1 out here to stop any more bleeding as Minnick sends one into center field. It's going to drop between the left fielder and the center fielder. Coming home is Garris, and coming home is Pena as Governor Mifflin makes it 3-0 here. Oh, there's a bases clearing as Renier comes in as well. A bases clearing double for Tyler Minnick, and the Governor Mifflin crowd is going wild.
Yeah, this is probably the best underclassman in the county in Tyler Minnick. He struck out his first at bat, but there he went right after a first pitch fastball. He got it, he drove it in the gap in left center and cleared the bases. We, talked about some of the underclassmen in this game. Minnick has a very bright future. Trosh, a sophomore, and now Minnick, also a sophomore, come through in the postseason for the Mustangs. He's already getting Division I interest, and you saw why there. He's hitting close to 400 this season and a 4-0 lead for Governor Mifflin.
He really just poked that in the perfect spot in left center field. Just a big gap there by Graff and Estrada, and he dropped it in, and a stand-up bases clearing double for Tyler Minnick now as Kobe Cabret is in the batter's box. And the ball slightly getting past Cincinnati, though able to block it, keep it in front of him as Minnick stays on second. And there's a 1-2 count now to Kobe Cabret.
Now there were 2 out man on first, nothing in. And all of a sudden, Garris got it started with that double. as Holman does get a strikeout to end the inning, but what a big second inning for the Mustangs.
2 hits for Mifflin as they score 4 runs here in the top of the second. They leave 1 on base as we head into the bottom half. 4-0 Mustangs over Wilson. Stick around, you don't want to miss this. From the cleanup position, there's no one better in the field than J.P. Mascaro & Son. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality hauling, disposal, and recycling service for your home or business. Make our team your team, whether in a pinch or for the long haul. Like the Reading Fightin' Phils, we're the best in our field. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO.
Join us as we celebrate Reading's Hispanic and Latino culture during 7 Friday home games this season. The Savage 61's Fiesta Fridays, presented by Alex Batanzas of eXp Realty, Humane Pennsylvania, Supportive Concepts for Families, Children's Home of Reading, and Mao Beer. Fiesta Fridays features special Los Luchadores de Reading uniforms, Hispanic and Latino food and music, and other cultural events throughout the ballpark. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL or visiting us at the Weidenhammer ticket office at First Energy Stadium.
Every time you grab an ice-cold 20-ounce Pepsi, you'll find a Pepsi emoji on the side of the bottle. So while the Pepsi delivers this, the Pepsi emoji delivers this.
Ooh.
So go ahead, crack open a Pepsi and tell the world how you feel and what you love with Pepsi emojis. Say it with Pepsi.
Back now for the bottom of the second after a very eventful top half, and the man himself, Luke Holman, up at the plate here to face Connor Marinac. First pitch coming in high. Huge two-out rally, for the Mustangs as they score 4 off of a bases-clearing double from Tyler Minnick as Marinac pitches a strike, moving the count 1-1 to Holman. And Holman swings and misses. 87-mile-an-hour changeup from Marinac. Wind shifting a little bit here at First Energy Stadium, now moving from left to right as Marinac pitches. Luke makes contact, but it's fielded unassisted by Jansen over at first base. He fields a ground ball behind the bag and runs it up himself for out number 1 here in the bottom of the second.
So just to give perspective, all season, Luke Holman gave up 2 runs. In the second inning, he gave up 4 today. I mean, that it is rare to see him get hit like that.
As Randy Carlo sends one into deep center field, going back at the warning track is Woolwine, but he's able to make the catch. But those 2 runs that Holman did give up were to Governor Mifflin.
Right, Marinac had that inside the park home run.
Right,
yeah.
This is really his kryptonite here, but still 6 runs on the season, pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'll say.
As Andrew Trayer now up for Wilson.
Saw Carlo fly out. He has a big uppercut swing, which is common now. You hear so much about launch angle. And he was in a real big slump early in the year, but he started to turn it around and had a monster homer in the semifinals.
As the 0-1 comes into Trayer, chopper off the bat to third base. Velez unable to make the play, and Minnick not able to cover it back behind him as the ball trickles into the outfield. In my book, that would be recorded a hit, but we will see how that is scored by the official scorekeeper of tonight's contest as Trayer reaches first, and they are going to record that as an error. So Andrew Trayer reaching now on an error.
Here's Ryan Kelly, who homered against Governor Mifflin the first time they met over at Wilson. One of the few lefty bats in the lineup.
And 2 outs here now for Wilson. but they have a runner arm. Andrew Trayer taking a lead off of first. The pitch comes in inside, and a throw down by Cabret to first just to check on Trayer over there. Good job by Cabret keeping that ball in front of him. Just getting that throw down there. Let Trayer know he's watching him. And the 2-0 by Marinac. It's a called strike at the letters on the jersey.
Big hole on the right side for Kelly to work with if he can pull it, with Jansen holding on Trayer.
Big gap in the outfield there as well as he pops it up. It's going to go in foul territory. Coming over is Velez. This time he's able to make the play. And although Wilson gets a runner on, they're unable to push him across the plate as the score remains 4-0 as we head into the top of the third inning. Thanks for watching.
And in your seats and find yourself from First Energy Vision.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are proud to partner with the Berks County Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and the prevention of suicide. With 3 simple words, are you okay? The hope is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide affects and hurts everyone, but help is here, and we'll work together to raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-236-0530. That's 610-236-0530.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available on. Welcome back to First Energy Stadium as we head into the third inning here. The score, Mifflin 4, Wilson 0, as Holman takes the mound to face off against Connor Marinac. Marinac did a great job coming back in the second inning to shut down Wilson after their big outing in the top of the second. And the count moves to 1-1. Here's the pitch from Holman. It's in the dirt.
Connor leads the Mustangs in average, on base, slugging, OPS, doubles, homers, ribbies. Besides that, he hasn't done a whole lot this year.
Pretty much does it all for the team as he takes a pitch outside and he gets ahead in this at-bat, 3-1.
And these two have known each other since they were little kids, so this is a fun matchup.
And he'll take a pitch inside. If you head to Paul's Twitter page or the Fightin's Twitter page, you can see a lovely photo of the two kids playing travel ball as a 3-1 comes in. Marinac swings on it, misfielded by Carlo. Can he pick it up? No, he can't. And he shows signs of anger there as he misplays a ball at third that would have been an out for Wilson. And now Connor Marinac on to start this inning with no outs.
Yeah, we saw Carlo make a real nice catch earlier in the game, but that was a play I think he realizes he should have made. Knocked it down, and he would have had time. He has a very strong arm. If he picks it up cleanly, I think he still could have got Marinac at first, but he just couldn't pick it up, and Marinac runs very well.
We see a pickoff attempt there, a little trouble catching the ball is Livingston, but finally they get it back to Holman, and one on here with no outs in the top of the third inning. For Xander Velez. Swings at a high fastball, 92 miles an hour, and I wouldn't be surprised if Marinac is thinking about going there over on first, trying to get himself in scoring position. He looks a little bit jumpy to me over at first.
Cincinnati does have a good arm behind the plate, but Marinac does run well. Marinac and Minnick are the two hitters for Governor Mifflin that you do have to watch when they get on first. Both can run as Holman misses up high with that curveball.
And Carlo, who was standing shallower, now takes a couple steps back at third base. And here's the 1-1 by Holman. It's in the dirt. Good block by Cincinnati to keep it in front of him.
Mustangs actually lost 3 of their first 5 games this season, and the issue was the offense. In those 5 games, they scored a total of 6 runs. So to put a 4 spot up on the board in the second has to give them a lot of confidence today.
Here's the pitch from Holman. It's high. In their quarterfinal games and semifinal games, they only scored a total of 6 runs. Tonight they already got 4 on the board, so definitely a good sign there for the Mustangs. But as we know, Wilson has a powerful offense, so we'll see how this one lines up for the rest of the game as it comes in just low. And the count is now full to Xander Velez.
Yeah, I think Holman thought he had him struck out there, but Dave Cummings disagreed, so another shot here for Xander Velez in the cleanup spot.
Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, some high heat. Cincinnati throwing it down to second. Is he gonna get Marinac? No, he's not. So not the strike him out, throw him out there they were looking for, but one away now as Marinac slides over to second. Great throw by Cincinnati, just slightly too far to the left for the tag from Bunn, but great throw there.
Yeah, he has a really quick release, good pop time. He's got a strong arm for an undersized catcher. Very bright kid as well. He's called some of the pitches this season for Wilson.
And Woolwine takes a pitch up high, has to lean back a little bit to avoid that ball. Runner on second now, Marinac, after stealing. Holman looking back at him, instead will go home to Woolwine. It's a called strike, and it looks like Woolwine was trying to check his swing there, but didn't matter either way.
You nailed it, Emily. I mean, that's what that curveball can, that's not a typical high school level curveball right there, and you'll see some funky looking swings sometimes against it.
And a high fastball, 92 miles an hour, and the check swing, he went around, says third base umpire Bieber. And now the count is 1-2.
Yeah, Woolwine hitting just .222 this year, but plays a good defensive center field.
Here's the 1-2 from home, and it's chopped on third. And will it be foul? It is foul. A nice dive there by Carlo at third, showing some hustle after that error. But unable to come up with it, no bother. It was foul, and the count will remain at 1-2.
Unusual spot for this Wilson team. They've dominated so many games this year, won the county and District 3 championships in 2019, and 5 starters are back from that team. Holman, Carlo, Estrada, Bunn, Kelly were all part of that team that won 20 games.
And comes in a high 93-mile-an-hour fastball over the head of Woolwine.
Yeah, when Holman has missed today, it's been up in the zone.
Holman setting up glove at the chest. Now he brings it down to his waist. Kicks, fires, a foul ball onto the roof.
Good battle here by Woolwine, and you know, Governor Mifflin, that's kind of their MO under Chris Hull now in his 9th year. He's got 131 wins. He's a Wilson grad, by the way. Class of 95, along with yours truly.
And a chopper goes foul behind the plate.
At least Chris has been productive in life.
Oh gosh, don't say that.
But he won 2 straight county titles, 2015 and 16 with Governor Mifflin. And really, 2019 was an aberration for them. They went 5-15, a real outlier for this Governor Mifflin program.
And another foul ball from Woolwine as he's battling. That one ends up in the seats.
A great at-bat here for Woolwine.
Just trying to move the runner on over to third here with only 1 out. And Marinac on second. Mifflin could add some insurance runs. The 2-2 comes in from Holman, swing and a miss, and a big strikeout for Holman, his seventh, of the day. And now there's 2 away, a whole different atmosphere now for the Wilson Field, with 2 outs now and a runner on second here in the top of the third for Darian Troche. And Troche was really the one who got the whole rally started with 2 away. Beautiful single, and he'll take a first pitch ball.
Another high fastball there from Holman. And Troche is a guy who's definitely proven that he can come through in a big spot, and just interviewing him after their playoff games, for a 10th grader, very composed, great demeanor as Holman misses upstairs again, that time with a breaking ball. But I just really liked his mental state of mind for a 10th grader in these big playoff games.
I would say that we do see a lot of maturity with these guys, especially you could tell at the plate, you know, with all these long at-bats.
And these are programs that are used to winning too. You know, some teams, they get here, they hope to win. These are programs that expect to win, and that's a big difference in high school sports. How about that, a 4-pitch walk to Troche.
And now there'll be a runner on for Matt Garris, who plated the first run for the Mustangs. He'll come back up. He had a stand-up double back in the second, and now 2 on, 2 outs. And Holman has gotten himself into a jam here.
It was a high fastball that Garris hit to right field for that double the last time he was up.
And he'll get a called strike at the knees.
Just talking about the success of these programs. Governor Mifflin's won 13 county titles. Wilson's won 12, including 2 of the last 3. So 25 county championships between these two schools.
That's pretty much what you call a powerhouse,
yeah,
I would say.
Yeah. Obviously, Boyertown, when they were part of the Berks League, very good. And Muhlenberg's got a great program. Ole as well. They've won 3 state titles in the 80s, but these are 2 of the best.
Here's the pitch by Holman, big swing and a miss.
Good cut, though, by Garris. He was looking for the fastball. He got it, just swung through it. He's got to be feeling good, though, after that double to get them going in the second inning.
Here's the 1-2. It's in the dirt. Good block by Cincinnati. Marinac is very far off second, able to slide in time. You could kind of see the panic there when he was running back.
Yeah, he got a huge secondary lead, and then it looked like he slipped. And Kyle Cincinnati is a catcher. He will throw down. That time I think he hesitated a little bit.
And it goes up the middle. It's going to go between first and second as Garris does it again. Marinac scoring. And the throw is not in time. As coming to third is Darian Troche. And once again, Matt Garris delivers with runners in scoring position. It's now 5-0 Governor Mifflin in the top of the third.
And again, that's a good piece of hitting, going to right field. When you have a pitcher who has this type of velocity, let them do the work. And another really good at bat for Matt Garris. You can't tell that he was hitting 205 coming into this game, and he only had 4 RBIs all season. He's got 2 here in the county championship. So Matt Garris has stepped up big time for the Mustangs.
Delivering really where it counts here for Governor Mifflin as Javi Pena, who walked in his last at-bat and scored, heads up to the plate. He'll take a first pitch, strike at the knees. Runners on the corner for Mifflin here in the top of the third with 2 away. They lead 5-0 over the Wilson Bulldogs. Now Holman delivers. It's low inside for a ball. 4 hits this afternoon for Mifflin. Wilson yet to record one on their end of the game. But 2 away now in the top of the third inning. And here's the 1-1, big cut on and miss from Pena.
I think some Wilson fans might be in a state of shock right now. Again, this team hasn't lost since April 3rd.
17 games straight. They've won. That's pretty impressive. And even on the season, only 1 loss.
Right, 19-1.
And it'll be a big swing and a miss there by Pena. Drop third strike. Cincinnati picks it up, able to get it over to first. And you can record that in your scorebook 2-3, but not before the Mustangs played another one off of the bat of Matt Garris to make it 5-0 as we head into the bottom of the third. Stick around. This is great baseball.
Launching June 19, 2021, Berks County's one local paintball field. Berks Paintball, located at 2 Calamus Drive.
From the cleanup position, there's no one better in the field than J.P. Mascaro & Son. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable quality hauling, disposal, and recycling service for your home or business. Make our team your team, whether in a pinch or for the long haul. Like the Reading Fightin' Phils, we're the best in our field. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO.
Join us as we celebrate Reading's Hispanic and Latino culture during 7 Friday home games this season. The Savage 61's Fiesta Fridays, presented by Alex Batanzas of eXp Realty, Humane Pennsylvania, Supportive Concepts for Families, Children's Home of Reading, and Mao Beer. Fiesta Fridays features special Los Luchadores de Reading uniforms, Hispanic and Latino food and music, and other cultural events throughout the ballpark. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL or visiting us at the Weidenhammer ticket office at First Energy Stadium.
Every time you grab an ice-cold 20-ounce Pepsi, you'll find a Pepsi emoji on the side of the bottle. So while the Pepsi delivers this, the Pepsi emoji delivers this.
Ooh.
So go ahead, crack open a Pepsi and tell the world how you feel and what you love with Pepsi emojis. Say it with Pepsi.
Back in action here at First Energy Stadium, where we head into the bottom of the third inning. Wilson up to bat. They have had no hits so far this game. Mifflin, 4 hits, 5 runs so far as we head into the bottom of the third inning. And off air, Paul and I were discussing, as we see somebody warming up in Wilson's bullpen right now, the pitch count for these players, the PIAA rules. Paul had mentioned there's a 100 pitch count for these guys, and we did see a lot from Holman, and we were talking about having seen Marinac before. Paul, what's the deal for these guys?
So you can throw up to 100, and you can finish that batter if you're at 100 and go over. But for Marinac, he did come in the semifinals in relief. But if you're 26 to 50 pitches in that range, you only need 1 day rest.
Okay, and he did get that on the off day yesterday.
Right, so he's good to go. If you're 51 to 75 pitches, you need 2 days. 76 to 100, you need 3 days off. So I don't know that this has ever happened in the history of the county with quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. Connor Marinac, who's now ahead 1-2 on Cincinnati, he could win all 3 games.
That would be pretty impressive.
In the county playoffs, as he misses there with a breaking ball. In the quarterfinals, he threw a complete game 2-hitter against Brandywine Heights. He struck out 12. In the semis, he got the win in relief, 3 innings, gave up just 1 run and struck out 4.
That was a pretty impressive outing in relief. I mean, he's mainly a starter,
yes.
And then the game was so close. For him to come in and get that win, that's serious versatility and mental strength.
Right, and they're a little shorthanded. Tyler Minnick isn't available to pitch. He hasn't thrown for a while. He's a guy, as a 10th grader, who's got a fastball in the mid-80s. So really, they needed Marinac to step up. And he did give up 1 run to a scrappy Muhlenberg team, but then he was able to shut them down, and they won that game. So you could be looking at the same pitcher winning the quarters, semis, and championship game, and I don't know that that's ever happened.
We don't want to speak too soon as we have a full count to Kyle Cincinnati. Here's the pitch by Marinac. He squats down a little bit and does not get the strike call from Cummings, so he's on his way to first as Wilson has their second base runner of the evening after Andrew Traeger had reached on an error, but still yet to record a hit as the number 9 hitter Ryan Graff heads up to the plate.
And Rafael Fernandez will run for Cincinnati, the catcher. down at first. Cincinnati, as you would expect of a catcher, has a great eye. He now has 15 walks this season, which is the most on Wilson's team, and that's your 8-hole hitter. So we talked about the depth in this lineup, and here comes Ryan Graff. Here's a guy hitting 9th with an average of over 300. He's scored 16 runs. He's driven in 13. Like we said, you don't really get a breather against the Bulldogs this year, but if anybody could limit them, it would be Connor Marinac.
This pitch comes in right at the knees. It's a called strike. And now Graff stepping back into the righty batter's box. We did see a quick couple words from Aaron Renner to Marinac as another strike comes in at the knees to Graff, and he falls behind in the count 0-2 quickly.
Yeah, nice job by Marinac of bouncing back after that walk, which was his first. And I think he thought that he struck out Cincinnati. It was a really close pitch.
And now the 0-2 from Marinac. It's just outside. A good changeup there, 86 mile an hour, but just too far outside of the zone for Dave Cummings. 5-2 the score here in the bottom, 5-0, excuse me, the score in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Wilson's got a runner on and no outs here. Looking to chip into the Mifflin leads. A chopper off the bat of Graff. It's a short. They're going for 2. Unassisted to play Minnick. And then on to first. A wild throw.
Oh, boy.
As Graff is able to keep going. And then another wild throw from Jansen over at first. It trickles into the outfield. And Graff was most likely going to be out there in second if it was an on-point throw. But the throw well over the head of Minnick into the outfield. Let's just recap here. Chopper off the bat of Graff to shortstop. Minnick makes the grab easily, runs on to second, makes the force out, throws to first. Throw is wild of Alec Jansen, who is able to pick it up. He throws it back to second, but he throws it into the outfield. And now Graff safe at second, although they did record the force out to Kyle Cincinnati.
A lot to unpack right there. And I think Bill Underwood, who's also the pitching coach, coaches down at first. If he had a rope, I think he would have tried to lasso Graff right there because...
Oh, my gosh. You wish you could have pulled him back. He gasped.
Yes, yeah. And I don't think what he realized is the catcher, Cabret, did a really good job of backing up. That's a good lesson for young players. There's always something to do on every play, even if you're not directly involved. And Cabret, as the catcher, got down the line to back that up, and Graff was dead to rights at second base with a decent throw.
Good, yeah.
Unfortunately, Cabret air-mailed it, and then Graff did get safely to second. Then it looked like he was headed to third and finally put the anchor down at second base. But that kind of a wild play. It looked like it might be a tailor-made double play for Minnick. And now you get the top of the order here with Danny Estrada.
And another thing that's different, although these two teams have played in this ballpark quite a bit, is that you're not always sure how the ball is going to bounce off the wall. We've seen some misplayed balls in the outfield with different kind of wall pads than these guys might be used to. But that ball bounced off of the dugout suite area really quickly and back to Kobe Cabret. And it wasn't a dead ball over there in the first. It didn't get swallowed in as some parks might be.
And also keep in mind, Emily, at a lot of high schools, it's just going to be grass over there.
Right, it just rolls.
So your initial thought is, well, I'm going to have second automatically. Not the case in this ballpark. That is a really cool area, though, by the way.
The dugout suite, definitely one of the best. It's filled today as the count to Estrada, 1-0. Here's the pitch. It's at the knees. It's a called strike. Yeah, we have a bunch of great areas here at the ballpark. The dugout suite right on the field, that's pretty much the closest you can get to both the players and to the field itself, right on that field level. We've got a bunch of other group areas, obviously our pool and our 67 club up the third baseline. And then one of my favorite areas, I think an underrated area, is that left field deck and the pub area out in left center. Just a cool vantage point. You could book that for your group. You could book exclusive area out there. As the count 2-1 is popped up by Estrada, it's going to go into foul territory, and it's outside of the field of play. No catch can be made, though Jansen does come over.
Yeah, there are a lot of nights here. I won't venture into the press box, not because I don't like Emily or anyone up here, but I love being out there in the left field deck area. Just a man of the people, I guess.
Oh, there you go. Can enjoy a baseball game. Fightin' Phil's return home May 25th through the 30th. There's going to be 4 fireworks nights that weekend if you're thinking of coming out. That's a good one. As Estrada sends it into deep right field, going back is Pena. It's over his head. And now coming around third is Ryan Graff. He's being waved home. He trips up, and there's no throw. A stand-up double from Danny Estrada over the head of Javi Pena scores the first run for the Wilson Bulldogs.
And Graff thought it was going to be caught. He went all the way back to second. I think he was thinking about tagging, and then it got over the head of Pena out there in right field. But that was a frozen rope by Estrada. I mean, he makes solid contact almost every at-bat. And now you have Gabe Bunn, and if he would get on, you're dealing with Livingston, Holman, Carlo, 3, 4, 5. So this is a big at-bat here for Connor Marinac to try and limit this inning for Wilson.
And there's just one away here in the bottom of the third inning with a runner on second already, as we see Estrada taking quite a big lead. And the pitch comes in at the knees.
Estrada 1 for 2 today, so his average is right around 500. His OPS is over 1,200 this season.
1-1 for Marinac, and it looks like it hit him in the knees as he throws the bat almost back into the dugout and jogs down the first. Elated to get on base in any way possible, as there's 2 runners on now for Ruben Livingston, who we saw send a bullet over the wall the other night. And now quickly, Wilson is threatening.
And there's some added drama here because a couple years ago, Ruben Livingston transferred from Governor Mifflin to Wilson. So he knows the Mustang players, he knows Connor Marinac and all these guys really, really well.
Here's the pitch by Marinac, a big swing and a miss there from Livingston.
Wilson had a non-league game against Pottsville this season, and after the game, Pottsville's coach told a friend of mine that the 3, 4, 5 hitters for Wilson look like grown men. And I would not disagree. Good
Another
breaking
cut on
ball.
A miss, yeah, just right down through the zone. Count out 0-2 as Livingston falls behind quickly.
Livingston's brother Isaiah was an all-division player for the Mustangs a few years back.
2 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. Here's the 0-2. It's outside. Great block by Cabret behind the plate. And now looks like Estrada is going to steal second, which I'm surprised about because great block, but he just got such a jump on it. And it didn't look like they were expecting him to go after Cabret blocked that ball, but he's safely on third. So runners on the corners now for Wilson.
And if you're a catcher there, what you want to do is run at the runner. He threw it too soon, and Estrada just strolled into third base right there. You want to make the runner commit before you throw the baseball.
And a cut on foul as Livingston bounces it behind the plate. Big at bat here for the Bulldogs, and we do see some warming up in their bullpen right now. A couple guys down there throwing. No one warming up for the Mustangs as the score is 5-1 here in the bottom of the third inning. And now the 1-2 from Marinac. It's swung on down the left field line, but it ropes foul. And if Livingston straightened that one out, that would have been gone for sure.
Yeah, he has got tremendous power. Really doesn't. Think about this. He's still got another year.
That's what's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he's already 6'3", 220 pounds. This is a huge spot in this game.
And going is Gabe Bunn, but Livingston fouls that one up the third baseline once again. So he's battling through this original 0-2 count.
Yeah, this is a great battle here. One of the best pitchers in the county, Marinac, 10-0 coming into this. He threw a no-hitter in early April at Dallastown, had 13 strikeouts in that game, and also homered in a 1-0 win. He did it all.
And once again, Livingston ropes this one, but it's just foul into the stands.
Again, Marinac going with an off-speed pitch there, and Livingston was out in front.
Such easy power, though, from Livingston. You could tell that one was only 76, and it still sailed up the left field line. Just an easy swing. And if he's able to right the ship. And now he'll pop it up into shallow field, and on to make the catch is Minnick. And not what Wilson was looking for there, as there's 2 away now with runners on the corner.
Yeah, it looked like he got Livingston out in front of that and popped it straight up in the infield. Minnick able to make the catch in a gigantic second out for Connor Marinac and the Mustangs. But you're not out of the woods now, because you get Luke Coleman. We've talked a lot about his pitching. He's hitting .476. He also leads them in doubles with 7 and triples with 5. So he's very dangerous at the plate, too.
Got quite a number of RBIs under his belt, as well as he ropes one into right field. Going back at the wall is Pena, and he makes the catch as he bounces into the wall in right field and robs Luke Coleman of a hit there. And Mifflin is pumped as they go over to congratulate the right fielder Pena. And Wilson able to score one off of the bat of Danny Estrada to make the score 5-1. But the Mustangs retire the Bulldogs as we head into the top of the 4th.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are proud to partner with the Berks County Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and the prevention of suicide. With 3 simple words, are you okay? The hope is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide affects and hurts everyone, but help is here, and we'll work together to raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-236-0530. That's 610-236-0530.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices, from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living. Now as he jogs up quickly before the pitch to Renier, but it's outside the count 3-1.
Still have 4 innings to go, obviously a lot of time, but that may have been the play of the game, that catch that Pena just made up against the wall out there in right field, because with 2 outs, the runners are going. It would have been 5-3.
The momentum would have shifted.
And you have Holman probably at third with a triple, at least at second, and then you have Carlo coming up. I mean, the whole complexion of the game would have changed if Pena does not make that catch. That was a gigantic defensive play.
And a big out there for Luke Coleman as he gets Renier to go down swinging. And 10th strikeout of the game. Am I counting that right? 9th or 10th? 9th.
Ninth.
Ninth strikeout of the game. Well, we'll see if he can get 10 in this inning. He's already at 88 on the season.
He racks him up pretty quickly, that is for sure. I mentioned that district final that he won in 2019. It was only Wilson's second district championship. The other was in 1988, and the pitcher in that game who threw a two-hitter was Kerry Collins,
Wow.
who was pretty fair in football as well. But Kerry was, as a high school baseball player, was getting scouted too. He could have played professionally. I think he made a pretty solid choice. Went to Penn State and then a long career in the NFL.
Pretty impressive. Lot of great athletes coming out of Berks County and these local high schools. You know, we saw Chad Henne in the Super Bowl earlier this year.
Michael Mennett was just drafted out of Exeter. He's playing football for the Cardinals right now. Lonnie Walker in the NBA with the Spurs.
We'll see a lot. We'll see what happens when the baseball draft comes up later this summer as Minnick drives one up the middle. Trayer makes the play at second on the run, throws it to Livingston, and quickly 2 away here for Luke Holman in the top of the 4th inning.
I think over the next couple of years, fans are going to hear that name Tyler Minnick a lot in Berks County. He can run. He's got 16 of their 41 steals. He's hitting almost 400 this year. His on base is near 500, and we saw him come through that 3-run double in the second.
That double.
Right.
First pitch to Cabret.
And he's also a very good pitcher.
It did hit him in the hands, and this is the 3rd hit by pitch we've seen in this game, the 2nd by Holman, as the Mustangs now have a base runner with 2 outs.
Yeah, rare to see Holman lose command a little bit here. He's only walked 13 in 41 innings coming in. And how about Marinac, speaking of command? 8 walks in 64 innings, coming in 110 strikeouts and 8 walks.
Ratio.
I mean, those are video game numbers right there.
And speaking of Marinac, he now steps into the batter's box. Holman staring him down. The pitch just misses the strike zone. I thought it was going to drop in there. It doesn't break far enough.
Yeah, Holman definitely did not want to hit Cabret, who had struck out twice before and is 5 of 45 on the season now.
Outside, a good pickup by Cincinnati. And the Mustangs have a runner on here with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. Holman sends one down, but it's low. Doesn't get the strike call from Dave Cummings behind the plate.
Now we'll see how Luke approaches this. 3-0 count to a really dangerous hitter.
And he'll get the called strike at the knees there.
See if he gives him another fastball at 3-1.
Marinac getting the signs from the 3rd base coach. Now he'll step back into the batter's box. And instead, Holman going over to first, but really didn't see much of a lead by Cabret there, able to slide back in time. Livingston on the bag over there at first. And now looks like Holman's coming home. And he gets a called strike right at the jersey letters on Marinac's maroon top.
It came at him with another fastball, so.
Battles back,
yeah.
Gets the full count now after being down 3-0. Here's the full count pitch. It's outside, and Marinac staying in it long enough to be walked down to first. So 2 runners on here in the top of the 4th with 2 away for Xander Velez. 0 for 2 today on a strikeout, and that big liner over to Carlo at 3rd.
3 walks for Luke Holman today, and he hit 2 batters. Very rare to see that from Holman.
And we're going to see a courtesy runner here for Connor Marinac.
That's interesting because Marinac runs so well. ran the option for Coach Lang and the Governor Mifflin football team as they won a district title and then lost to perennial power Pine Richland in the state semis.
If not mistaken, that looks to be Evan Lehman out there at first now running for Merrimack. The pitch comes in low to Xander Velez. 2 runners on here for the Mustangs in the top of the 4th with 2 away. Holman battling to get out of the inning without any damage here. And a called strike as Velez falls behind to 0-2.
And now you're really at his mercy because he can hit you with 94 or he can throw that deuce again that just buckles the knees. Yeah, pick your poison.
Holman looking back, sets up. Here's the 0-2, a big swing and a miss there. It's a drop third strike by Cincinnati, but he'll jog down and toss it over to Livingston at first, and Holman gets out. And the Mustangs leave 2 on after a hit by pitch and a walk here in the top of the 4th inning. They're still up 5-1 as we head into the bottom half. Stick around.
Commercial and industrial real estate firm serving the greater Reading area, offering local brokerage coverage, standardized processes.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Feasers Incorporated, a family-owned, full-line food service distributor located in central Pennsylvania. Services restaurants, sporting facilities, theme amusement parks, healthcare facilities, educational facilities, and other institutions throughout Pennsylvania and the Mid-Atlantic region. For over 100 years, Feasers and its employees have committed themselves to making customer service their highest priority. Feasers works hard to provide customers with the products they require, delivered by their helpful fleet drivers. Feasers is large enough to serve and small enough to care. For more information, call 800-326-2828 or Feasers.com.
ROG Orthodontics is the proud official partner of the ROG Orthodontics Fightin' Phil's Kids Club. Join today at Fightins.com to get your free ROG Orthodontics Kids Club t-shirt and visit FantasticSmiles.com for more information on all the great work that ROG Orthodontics provides. ROG Orthodontics and the Reading Fightin' Phils, 2 great hometown partners. Back at First Energy Stadium as the sun starts to set here at America's Classic Ballpark. The lights come on at the stadium, and Connor Marinac heads back to the mound to face Randy Carlo, the first pitch coming in at the knees. The Mustangs threatened again in the top of the 4th after a hit by pitch and a walk from Luke Holman, but they were unable to cross the plate at all, so the score remains 5-1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Marinac still cruising through this Wilson lineup as the count 0-2 to Randy Carlo. Carlo 0 for 1 today with a fly out to center field, though it was a deep shot. He checks his swing. Does he go? First base umpire Zaorski says no.
I didn't think he went either there. You're right. He flew out to the warning track area. Again, Carlo's got a lot of power, committed to Division I Bryant, which is up in Rhode Island. And he was all division in 2019 as a 10th grader, which is saying a lot because they're in Division I with all the bigger schools, and there's a lot of talent in there. So to make that all-division team as a sophomore is impressive.
And he gets a called third strike at the knees, shaking his head and having some words with Cummings behind the plate. And he'll head back to the Wilson dugout. Struck out looking there. And now A.J. Trayer heading up to the plate. He reached on an error earlier in the 2nd inning. He was the first Wilson Bulldog to get on base. And since then, made a couple plays out in the field. The first pitch from Marinac, he's getting that strike called right on the outside part of the plate at the knees from Cummings every time.
And we saw that in the semifinals too. where Cummings was giving that outside pitch,
And
sometimes
shoot
even
one
off
up
the plate.
into the third base glove of Velez. He fires it across the diamond. A beautiful play in the hot corner over there by Velez to make the play, and now quickly 2 away for Marinac. Cummings has been pretty consistent, I would say, across the board with the strike zone that he creates.
Yeah, we talked about pitching and defense, the formula for Governor Mifflin, and you know, Marinac obviously dealing right now, is only given up 1 hit so far, and a nice play there by Velez down at third. But you go back to the catch that Pena made in the third.
That changed the momentum.
Up against the wall.
And here's the 0-1 as Kelly fouls it up the first base line. And once again, we see Marinac getting ahead 0-2. And a lot of these at-bats very quickly.
Yeah, he works really quickly here. I'm wondering if Kelly's going to come in and pitch next for Wilson, as Holman is just shy of 100 pitches through 4 innings. Ryan Kelly going to McDaniel, which is down in Maryland.
A ball outside to Kelly. Here's the 1-2, a chopper up the middle. Is Renier there to make the play? He touches it, but pushes it further into center field. And Kelly on first here. We'll see how that's scored. It's a hit off the bat of Ryan Kelly. And now Wilson has a runner on here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. You can see it on the replay here. Renier just tipped it with his glove as he was trying to reach for it. Not so much an error, so it's recorded a hit to Kelly. Here's the pitch from Marinac to Cincinnati. He once again gets that strike call at the knees outside. 5-1 the score here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Mustangs lead the Bulldogs, but Wilson a runner on here with 2 outs. And Kyle Cincinnati at the plate. Called strike again, same spot there for Marinac. Just passing it by, and for the 3rd time this inning, we see a batter face an 0-2 count against Marinac. He'll make contact, driving that into right field. Is it going to drop in fair territory? It does. The sliding Pena unable to come up with it. Rounding third is Kelly. He's coming home, and it looks like it's going to be a stand-up triple for Kyle Cincinnati to deep right field to score Kelly, and now it's 5-2 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Pena unable to get across to the line in time, but then he kind of slid for it, and that's when it caused him trouble.
Exactly right.
Bounced right past him.
Right, you have a 4-run lead, you just keep the ball in front of you there. You give up the hit and just play it on a hop. By diving like that, you allowed a run to score, and now you have Cincinnati down at third. So Marinac has to be careful with that curveball. You know, if it's in the dirt, and Cabret as well really has to do a good job of trying to block anything with that runner on third. And again, it's going to be Fernandez to pinch run. But how often have we talked, Emily, about the depth in the lineup for Wilson? And there's Cincinnati, who hits in the 8-hole with a triple.
That's where we've seen all 2 of their runs come from so far, the 8 and 9, as Graff fouls one back. And he was the one that scored the first run for the Bulldogs here. 0-2 as Marinac once again gets ahead in the count, and Wilson looking to chip away at Mifflin's lead here. 5-2 now in the bottom of the 4th. They put up a 1 spot in the bottom of the 3rd, and now here they've tacked one on. And here's the 0-2 from Marinac. Doesn't get the call from Cummings, and the count moves to 1-2. Cincinnati on third after the big triple to right field. He's taken a pretty big lead over there. Velez covering the bag, and foul ball as he went the other way with it, but into foul territory.
Wilson would love to get Estrada to the plate here in this 4th inning with men on base, but Graff behind in the count at 1-2 really has to battle.
Call time now, step out of the box, take a couple warm-up swings, trying to throw Marinac off of his rhythm on the mound. Now setting up on that first base side of the rubber, kicks, fires, and he pulls it the other way, but it's foul. And Graf is excited and then diffused all in the same moment.
The Wilson players were about ready to come storming out of that dugout there. If that could have stayed fair down that right field line, would have been extra bases for Ryan Graf.
And the count remains 1-2 there with another foul ball. Here's the pitch from Marinak. He sends it into center field. Going back is Woolwine on the run. Is he able to make the catch? No, it's going to drop between Woolwine and Pena. Coming home to score is Cincinnati, and a double from Ryan Graf. In what looked like it could have been a play out there in the outfield.
Yeah, you're right, Emily. And I'm not really sure what happened out there.
It seemed like they didn't know who was going to go for it. It was
Have you ever seen the movie Cool Hand Luke?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Wow, you just got a lot of bonus points,
Oh,
because
thank
that's
you.
back to the 60s. Paul Newman, the star. I love the movie, but you know the line in there. What we have here is a failure to communicate. That's what we just saw in right center field. There was no communication between Woolwine and Pena. For as long as that ball was in the air,
it was.
there should have been a play on that fly
At least a
ball.
play for the ball. Whether or not they came up with it, it just dropped right between them. And now we're back to where you wanted to be with Estrada. And he'll take a first pitch strike, and Marinak is doing all that he can on the mound right now.
And he just showed him the ultimate respect by starting him off with a curveball. They know how good of a fastball hitter Danny Estrada is. Had an RBI double his last at bat.
5-3 the score now as Wilson inching back here. And the pitch coming in outside for a ball. Wilson dugout and Mifflin dugout, they're both up. They're both cheering for their guys. Everyone is invested in this game as Estrada sends one up in the air, coming in Garrison left field. He's camping under it. He makes the snap, but not before. 3 hits off of the bat of Wilson, scores 2 runs, and they're right back in this ball game just like that. 5-3 the score as we head into the 5th. There's 2 more innings of baseball that you don't want to miss. Stick around.
The baseball will start in the half the middle. Follow that baseball, and we'll see where it ends up tonight.
The Fightin' Phils know who to call for trash and recycling services. A proven winner, JP Mascaro & Sons. The industry leader for over 50 years. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. That's JP Mascaro & Sons, one of the top companies in its industry. Trash and recycling services for home, business, and industry. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO. JP Mascaro & Sons, ready to serve you.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
We're back with the 5th inning of baseball here at First Energy Stadium. I'm Emily Messina, with me Paul Roberts. We want to thank you for joining us here in this eventful game at America's Classic Ballpark, the Berks County Championship, where Governor Mifflin faces off against the Wilson Bulldogs. We do have a pitching change as Ryan Kelly comes in from right field to take over for Luke Holman on the mound. We're told Holman 98 pitches, and it's 100 pitches per pitcher here. So Holman out of the game. Ryan Kelly moves to the mound, and out in right field now is going to be Ryan Sokolsky, the sophomore for the Bulldogs.
Batting for the Mustangs, number 20.
And batting for the Mustangs is going to be Mason Woolwine. He's got 2 Ks so far in this game, as Mifflin looking to add some insurance runs now that the score is 5-3. Here's the first pitch by Kelly. It's high for a ball.
So Holman goes just 4, gives up 5 runs on 4 hits, 3 walks, struck out 10, but he did hit 2 batters. Kelly's a veteran pitcher. He's pitching a lot of big games. 3-0 this year, ERA of 0.81 over 17 1/3.
And quickly the count moves to 3-0. As Ryan Kelly shifts gears from being an outfielder to being on the mound here in a pretty high leverage situation.
Yeah. You can say that again. 23 strikeouts, 8 walks this season for Kelly. And
make that 9.
yeah, there's a 4-pitch walk.
The designated hitter, number 23, Arian Trost.
That'll bring up Darian Trosh, who's been on base twice tonight. Once a single to start off the scoring for the Mustangs, and once walked down to first. And Trosh, as we were talking about earlier, just a sophomore here in the Berks County Championship Players. Not a lot of them playing in this contest. Usually the varsity team comprised of mainly juniors and seniors, but we do see a couple sophomores trickling in that lineup.
Yeah, especially these teams. Wilson has 12 seniors, and Governor Mifflin has 13. That's the most that Coach Hull has ever had on one of his teams. So 25 seniors on these 2 rosters.
Kelly looking back at first. Now we'll go home. It's in the dirt. And the count moves to 1-1 as Woolwine taking a slight lead off of first base. There's a big gap there between first and second now, as Trayer shaded a little bit more towards the second base bag, and once again in the dirt.
Cole Lehman, who's headed to Lehigh, he's already committed. He's a junior. He started the semis, went 2 2/3. Struggled with his command, but as velocity up near 90. And then Ryan Spatz, we have to talk about. The lefty out of the bullpen was phenomenal in that semifinal. 4 1/3 innings, did not give up a single hit against Ole to help Wilson come back and win that game.
And Trosh will go down swinging. He thought he got a ball for the second strike, but was told no by the home plate umpire. And then that next pitch coming in hot from Kelly, and Kelly will get his first out here in the 5th inning.
Now you have Matt Garris, who's had a huge night for Governor Mifflin. The senior who's done a good job on the mound playing left field tonight, has an RBI double and an RBI single.
And it should be noted that Wilson-Ole Valley game was one of the most strenuous playoff games that we saw here at the ballpark. I mean, most people did not expect it to be that close, but Ole Valley getting a lead off of Wilson, and then, as you said, Spatz keeping them in the game was pretty impressive.
Yeah, Ole's got 16 wins this year. They're the top seed in Class AAA for districts. And if Garrett Blankenbiller is on the mound for them, they're going to be very tough. He's committed to Division II Millersville. Brother was a real good player too.
Going there is Woolwine. He slides into second to throw from Cincinnati, just late there, late pop-up. And Woolwine safe at second, so runner in scoring position for Mifflin here. And the pitch was a ball to Garris, so the count moves to 2-1.
Yeah, Ole led that game against Wilson 3-1, and then the Bulldogs showed their power, Livingston and Carlo, and they end up winning that 9-3. But Nate Reed, the head coach for Ole Valley now, played at Ole and played in this ballpark in the minor leagues. Ended up finishing his college career at Kutztown University, but was part of the Giants organization, Red Sox minor league organization, and a Seattle minor league organization.
Woolwine taking a big lead off of second. Coming home is Kelly. It's a strike at the knees to Garris, and it is a full count here as the Mustangs would like to add some runs here. 5-3 the score now in the top of the 5th. We do see some action in the Wilson bullpen. It looks like Jacob Diana, perhaps. I can't tell who's down there, as Garris goes down swinging, and 2 outs now quickly, as Kelly able to turn it around after that first batter walk.
It is Diana down there, left-hander in the bullpen, and big strikeout there for Kelly, considering the damage Garris has done in this game, to fall in that 3-1 hole and then come back and get him. And he really had some extra velocity. That showed 88, that strike 3 on Kelly's previous pitch.
Javi Pena at the plate right now. He'll swing, chop it up to shortstop. Bunn throws to first. Livingston makes the grab. And after walking the first batter, Ryan Kelly gets down 1-2-3 and shuts down the Mustangs. 5-3 the score as we head into the bottom half of the 5th inning. Stick around here for more baseball.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fight and Phils. The Reading Fight and Phils are proud to partner with Humane Pennsylvania throughout the 2021 season. Humane Pennsylvania is the region's premier leader in animal welfare and empowers the people in our communities to increase their capacity to care for animals so that all animals are safe, healthy, and treated humanely. Humane Pennsylvania is proud to be a Fiesta Friday and Bark in the Park sponsor. Learn more about Humane Pennsylvania and how you can help build the best community anywhere to be an animal by visiting humanepa.org.
To enjoy a perfectly crafted 1893 from the makers of Pepsi Cola, you must first appreciate its carefully selected ingredients. A dash of cola nut extract, a hint of real sugar, a splash of sparkling water, and a generous amount of attractive spokesperson. Trust me, I'm gorgeous.
Into the bottom of the 5th we go here at First Energy Stadium. Emily Mesita, Paul Roberts here with you on the air. 5-3 the score. Mifflin in the lead, but Wilson up at the plate right now. Gabe Bunn stepping in the batter's box to face Connor Marinac. And Paul, I believe you just got his pitch count.
He was at 77, so he's closing in on 80. Again, they can go up to 100 at the high school level. And
finish that batter. Correct?
Right. So if it's a long at bat, you know, in theory, you could go up to 110 if he keeps fouling pitches away. But Marinac works quickly and gets ahead of Bunn 1-2.
Infield, outfield playing straight up here to Gabe Bunn. And now the 1-2 for Marinac. It's in the dirt, gets by Cabret. No one on base, no foul there. Packed stadium here at the ballpark. You see in the main seating bowl, Paul and I were talking over. Just nice to have fans back at the ballpark, everyone relaxed and comfortable as Bunn sends one to second base. Renninger bobbles it, but he's able to pick it up and throw it to Jansen. And one away now for Marinac.
Yeah, nice job there by Renninger. Again, another one of those 13 seniors on the roster. Sometimes younger players at this level, you don't field it cleanly, you panic right away, especially when you're at second and have the shorter throw. Knock it down, you're going to have plenty of time to make that play, and still got Bunn easily, and Bunn does run well.
And now Ruben Livingston up the plate. He'll call time. Marinac stepping off the mound, and Marinac still in his rhythm that we saw early on, working pretty quickly. He'll kick, fire, and Livingston makes contact, but it's foul. And we saw him foul off a lot of pitches in his last at-bat, all up the third base and left field line.
Yeah, he's just been out in front of all the breaking balls that Marinac has thrown to him. And again, a lot of respect there from Connor. Started him off with a breaking ball and then threw another one to him.
Way out in front of that pitch is the count moves to 0-2, and once again Merrimack getting ahead here early on in the at-bat. One away now in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Livingston making contact, but it's going to come into the stands, and a fan will get a souvenir if the PIAA lets them keep it.
Yeah, great crowd here as we expected for these two rivals. A lot of people wanted to see this pitching matchup too of Holman and Merrimack. Wow.
Just below the knees, and Merrimack and the crowd is surprised.
Yeah, that just missed.
And Livingston fouling off another one. He's lost a lot of balls here.
Yeah.
A lot of balls on the roof.
He lost one at Exeter, and it was fair. I don't know if it's still landed, and that was a long time ago. I was watching one of their league games there. He put it out to left and just absolutely hammered it. You know, you get kids this big and strong, and then a pitcher who's throwing upper 80s and an aluminum bat.
Yeah, that's the exit below.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-2 from Merrimack now. It's in the dirt, and the count changes now to 2-2. Claps there from the Wilson dugout to Livingston for holding off of that pitch. And he's battling back from an 0-2 count off of Merrimack here. One away now in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the 2-2. Sent it into deep center field, but Woolwine able to make the play as it just holds up. And 2 away now as Livingston is retired.
Got to tip your cap to Merrimack again. He's facing a lineup. As a team, their batting average is .342. Their OPS is .999. I mean, they're almost at 1,000 as a team, and they score 9 runs a game, and they've been held to just 3 so far on 4 hits.
And Luke Holman remains in the game as a designated hitter after being replaced by Ryan Kelly on the mound back in the top half of this inning, and he'll take a first pitch ball from Merrimack. And Merrimack getting that strike called at the knees. Working quickly, the 1-1, a chopper foul, and it looked like it came off his shin a little bit. He's hopping around.
His dad, Craig, was drafted by the Phillies in 1991, pitched here in Reading 93 to 96, and then up at AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre from 96 to 98. As Holman fouls another one back. He was on that one, fouled it straight back. Very athletic family, great genes. His mom, Erin, is in Wilson Sports Hall of Fame. Played 4 sports at Wilson: softball, basketball, field hockey, and tennis.
Unheard of anymore.
Yeah.
4.
Yep. And his sister, Jordan, was a great softball player. She's down in Georgia at Covenant College and hit .479 this season, set all kinds of records. So just a tremendous athletic family.
As Holman goes down swinging, and Merrimack could not be more pumped up after that strikeout to get Holman another 1-2-3 inning there from Merrimack. Probably doesn't add a lot to his pitch count, maybe hovering in the 90s with all of those foul balls to Livingston. We'll see what happens in the next half inning, but we're going to take a short break before the 6th.
Baseball trivia. Tonight's question: former Reading Indians star and 2004 King of Baseball champ.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are proud to partner with Mao Beer throughout the 2021 season. Mao Beer and Mao Cinco Estrellas Lager, which is available in the Stadium Plaza Bar, has 128 amazing years of brewing history. Founded in 1890 in Spain, Mao Beer has always been there to satisfy the most demanding taste buds. Make sure to pick up Mao Beer and Mao Cinco Estrellas Lager at First Energy Stadium at our Plaza Bar throughout the 2021 season and at your local retailer. Mao Beer is a proud partner of the Reading Fightin' Phils and all 2021 Fiesta Friday celebration games. Mao Beer, the 5-star taste and the quintessential beer from Madrid. Please drink responsibly.
At Savage 61, our goal is to assist you in making a confident decision. Our friendly, professional staff members are available to answer your questions and listen to your needs. Whether you're shopping for a new or pre-owned vehicle, we're ready to help you with your search. Visit our dealership at Pottsville Pike today. fastball, curveball, slider, it's the pitcher's grips that make the difference. And when it comes to cornering, braking, and traction, CJ's Tires and Automotives can improve your car's grip with a new set of Hankook tires. Hankook tires are known for great handling and reliability mile after mile. Together, Hankook Tires and CJ's are your winning team. So whatever your vehicle needs, an oil change, state inspection, brakes, alignments, or Hankook tires, trust CJ's Tires and Automotives in Fairless Hills. CJ Tires and Automotives. They really are better, faster, and more affordable.
To the top of the sixth we go here at First Energy Stadium as Aaron Renninger steps into the batter's box here to face Ryan Kelly. The first pitch coming in high for a ball. And we saw Marinac taking down Wilson 1-2-3 in the bottom of the fifth inning, and now we will see some action in the Mifflin bullpen as Renninger takes the strike inside. And we must see now Paul Roberts on the call with you here at First Energy Stadium for the Berks County Championships here between Governor Mifflin and Wilson as the pitch comes in low to Renninger. Sun is starting to set here in Reading, Pennsylvania. If you're listening with us from Reading, you know the sun stays up late as Renninger sends one into center field, but Estrada there, under it, grabs out number one.
Renninger 0 for 2 so far today, but was part of that big rally back in the second inning. He got hit by a pitch when Holman lost his command a little bit at the bottom of that order. He walked Pena, hit Renninger, and then Tyler Minnick came through with a big 3-run double, the biggest hit of the game so far for the Mustangs, and they're up 5-3.
Back to the top of the order with Minnick, and he'll take a first pitch strike from Ryan Kelly, who's came in for relief of Holman back in the fifth, and after walking a batter, struck out 2 and retired Javi Pena, and now 4 batters in a row he's faced, he's retired all 4. Evening the count 1-1. Here's the pitch, swinging right into the glove of Carlo over at third. He makes the play, and interesting tag over there at first as Minnick kind of runs into the glove of Livingston over at first, and quickly 2 away here for Ryan Kelly in relief.
Yeah, the throw was a little bit off the bag, so you saw Livingston just come off and simply make the tag there. Again, Carlo's got a really strong arm. That was hit hard by Minnick, just right at Randy Carlo.
So I'm kind of body it and keep it in front of him.
Yeah, when it's hit that hard, again, if you knock it down, you're still going to have time to make the play.
Kobe Cabret now.
Wow.
Big swinging strike as he went for that, almost fell over as he moves 0-2 now.
Kelly's shown a really good curveball. He had a nice one, too, on the first pitch to Minnick.
And it could be tough to adjust when you're seeing 93 out of Holman, and then you see a 68 curve here from Kelly.
Yep.
You kind of got to really sit back and adjust. And now the 1-2, it's low to Kobe Cabret. If you're keeping up with the fight in Phils, they are leading the Akron Rubber Ducks in Ohio 5-2 right now in the top of the first, and they are threatening once again to score more runs as Cabret fouls one back into the netting behind home plate. Lots of big hits tonight from Dalton Guthrie. Daniel Brito had a triple, and Josh Stevens with an RBI double as well. So big power bats as Kogoglowski got the start for the Fightins today. And Cabret drives one up the middle. Carlo there to make the catch in the infield, and he throws it over to Livingston, who's pulled off the bag but able to keep his foot on there and make the play as the side is retired. And Mifflin heading back out to the field here for the bottom of the sixth inning. 5-3 the score remains here at First Energy Stadium for the Berks County Championships.
Better pitching, faster base runners, and more runs batted in usually beats the competition. At CJ's Tire and Automotive, better selection, faster service, and more affordable options always beats the competition. When it comes to tires, CJ's MVP choice is a new set of Falken tires. Falken tires are known for handling, reliability, and value. And for more than 50 years, CJ's has been helping customers find the right tires at the right price. Together, Falken Tires and CJ's are a winning team. Stop in any time at your local CJ's or shop online at cjtires.com. CJ Tires and Automotive. Better, faster, and more reliable.
We've been privileged at ROG Orthodontics to be part of the local community for over 60 years, creating generations of fantastic smiles.
We're honored to be voted the #1 orthodontist year after year and proud to be the top Invisalign provider in the region.
We passionately believe we're changing lives every day right here in the community where we live.
We offer interest-free, flexible payment plans
And provide monthly scholarship programs for free braces.
Be sure to check out our magnet contest to win free braces.
We love seeing our patients' successes, knowing we had a part in changing lives.
One fantastic smile at a time.
Savage 61 is a proud sponsor of Fiesta Fridays. Enjoy an R-Phil's game, great food, music, and entertainment. The team will play as Los Luchadores de Reading Latino Tribute uniforms. Visit Timmy Profit and Savage 61 Pennsylvania's most awarded dealership for all your automotive needs.
Bottom of the sixth here at First Energy Stadium. Emily Messina, Paul Roberts on the air with you for the Berks County Championships, where Governor Mifflin has a 5-3 lead over the Wilson Bulldogs, and we see Connor Marinac back on the mound. We estimate that he's in the 90s with his pitches, but Paul believes he'll go until he can't go no further with the rules.
Yeah, there's no chance. He's coming out of the game early. Again, did throw on Monday, but I talked to Coach Hull after that game, and he said 100% he was going to start this game. He was in the mid-30s in that game, so again, as long as you're 26-50, you only need one day off, which allowed him to come back and throw today.
And once again, we see him getting ahead in the count, 0-2. We've seen that with the last 5 or 6 batters now, as Carlo chops one up the middle. Minnick makes the play, and a great pick by Jansen over at first, and one away quickly for Marinac here on 3 pitches.
So important to get that leadoff runner out, and again, Carlo is dangerous with the power he has, and we'll see now if this is it for Connor Marinac. Yep.
And it looks like Chris Holt will take the ball from him. Great
outing, and getting a standing ovation from some of the Governor Mifflin fans, and well-deserved. When you can hold this lineup to 4 hits, you've done a whale of a job.
It looks like we're going to take a minute to see who Mifflin brings in. We're going to take a short break here at First Energy Stadium for the call to the Alvernia Golden Wolves bullpen as we make a quick change.
The Penn State Health St. Joseph's 67 Club is the original hospitality area at First Energy Stadium. Conveniently located along the third base side, the 67 Club gives you front row seat to all the action at the hot corner. The area is safely protected from line drives with large see-through netting. Starting at $31, groups of 20 or more can enjoy a 2.5-hour all-you-can-eat buffet. Children 4 and under are free. Visit Bytons.com or call us at 610-370-BALL to reserve your group outing.
You can add a delicious all-you-can-eat buffet to any Reading Fight and Phil's game ticket for only $18. No need to visit the concession stands. You can add a 2.5-hour all-you-can-eat buffet to any ticket. Selection includes barbecue chicken, barbecue sandwiches, cheeseburgers, hamburgers, hot dogs, mac and cheese, corn, pasta salad, baked beans, potato salad, chips, fruit, cookies, and Pepsi products. Call the Fightins at 610-370-BALL, order online at Fightins.com, or visit the Weidenhammer ticket office at First Energy Stadium.
The R-Phils and Savage 61 are excited to bring you Fightins baseball live from the comfort of your own home. If you are listening to this now, you're probably watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. Thanks for tuning in, and feel free to check us out at rphils.com/pressbox for all the elite baseball information on the Fightin' Phils.
Well, we have a pitching change for the Governor Mifflin Mustangs. Out goes Connor Marinack of the Mustangs. Great start for him, holding Wilson to just 3 runs on 4 hits. As we're in the middle of the bottom of the 6th inning, he was able to get 1 out, a ground out by Randy Carlo, and into the game now for the Mustangs, or should I say moving from the field, is Aaron Renninger, who has only pitched in 2 games so far this season. He's on to face A.J. Trayer. He's pitched 2 and 2/3 of innings with a 0 ERA. Just 38 pitches so far this season. And Paul, you've seen the team. What do you think is going on here?
Well, part of it is the injury factor. Tyler Minnick, their sophomore, who now moves from short to second, by the way, as Marinack goes back to his usual shortstop spot. But he just hasn't been healthy enough to pitch. He's got an ERA under 1 this season over 21 innings, but they had to shut him down. So now you're wondering who's going to come in, and that's why it's Renninger. And just to repeat what Emily mentioned, 2.2 innings all year for Aaron Renninger. Now he's on the mound in a championship game.
And the count moves to 3-1 from Renninger. And we were talking with Garris having pitched in the semifinal game, unable to come in today with the PIAA rules about the pitch count and the days off. So Renninger, the best option here for the Mustangs as he makes the count full to A.J. Trayer.
Good curveball there in a 3-1 count. That's something you see in the big leagues where guys just won't give in with a fastball.
And here's the 3-2 as he gets Trayer to foul one up into the stands.
Trayer's a really good hitter too. He's going to South Carolina Sumter, which is a really good JUCO program, but he's hitting over 300 this year. He's slugging almost 500 this season. He's got 4 triples. He can run a little bit. He would hit much higher on most teams' batting orders than 6th.
And he'll walk.
That was a very close pitch on the corner that Trayer took.
That'll bring up Brian Kelly, who's on the mound now for Wilson. And I think interesting to note here too that all of the pitchers we've seen are also batting in this game, and they've come up pretty clutch for both teams, which I think is truly impressive 2 ways for these guys. And a called strike at the knees on the outside corner to the lefty Kelly.
Yeah, they definitely going to try and work away here. That was a perfect pitch by Renninger. They do not want to miss down and into Ryan Kelly. And again, you have a big hole over on the right side of the infield because you have to hold the runner.
And a huge swinging strike there, 76-mile-an-hour changeup from Renninger, and gets ahead in the count 0-2 with the runner on and 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Score still close, still an eventful game here, 5-3. The Mustangs are in the lead, but still a lot of baseball left here at First Energy Stadium. And Renninger getting the signs from Cabret behind the plate, and he gets the call from Cummings on the corner, and Brian Kelly's stunned.
Yeah, and so is the Wilson bench. I mean, they just can't believe that 3rd strike call. You saw him move out of the way.
That's the call that Cummings has called a strike the entire contest.
Usually on the outside corner to righties and on the inside to lefty there, but a huge strikeout by Renninger for the 2nd out of the inning.
And now he will face Kyle Cincinnati, who had that huge triple back in the 4th. And Wilson still has a runner on here with 2 away in the bottom of the 6th inning. Got to start chipping away here some more against the Mustangs lead. And here's the 1-0. He gets a called strike again on the corner.
As Cincinnati took that triple the other way when Pena dove and gave Wilson a run, and then some extra bases for Kyle Cincinnati. Super nice kid, by the way. One of those young guys. It's always Mr. Roberts, yes sir, no sir. Just extremely polite young kid. Real good defensive catcher.
And here's the 1-1 to Cincinnati. He gets that call again on the corner, and the Mifflin crowd is on their feet here at the ballpark. As they're getting into this, would be a big out for Reniner with 2 strikes here to Kyle Cincinnati after walking A.J. Trayer. 2 outs now, bottom 6. And here, looks like they'll call time. Cincinnati stepping out of the box, trying to sway Renninger just a little bit. And now he'll get the sign from Cabret. Setting up, here's the 1-2. It's outside. Going is Trayer, and Cabret just loses the ball there. He goes for the throw and drops it.
Yeah, I don't think he had any play anyway, regardless if he would have caught it cleanly or exchanged it cleanly, just because Trayer had a big jump and he runs well here. So now you really just want to focus on the batter. You have 2 strikes on him. You have 2 outs. Got an update from Scott Hunsiger, of course, the general manager of the Fightin' Phils. He estimated the crowd at about 2,500, which, you know, that's something you would see for high school football. You know, high school baseball, you almost never see that type of crowd. So, you know, it's a testament to these 2 programs and, you know, the players on these teams.
Love to see the community supporting these local high school sports, as we'll have a courtesy runner here. Looks like Charlie France coming out for Wilson, the sophomore, to run. And the count's still 2-2 to Kyle Cincinnati. Looking back as Renninger now will come home, and fouled off back into the netting behind home plate as Cincinnati stays alive.
Real good cut there by Cincinnati. Obviously a big spot here, single, and you're within a run at least going to the last inning. And 2-run to 1-run in the 7th is a big, big difference.
Renninger coming home, and he chops it up the middle, unable to make the play as it goes through the gap. Coming home is Trayer, and he will get in without a throw as Renninger cuts it off at home. And an RBI single from Kyle Cincinnati just got, there was a pinch runner there as Charlie France was the runner there for Trayer. And he's the one that crosses the play off the bat of Kyle Cincinnati. And it just took a bat hop on the mound over the
head. Yeah, and a clean single right up the middle there by Cincinnati. Again, the depth, the production that you get in the bottom of this order. There's your 8-hole hitter who's got an RBI triple and now an RBI single for this Wilson team. How many high schools have an 8-hole hitter who's going to play Division I baseball? But that's the luxury Wilson has. It's interesting, Emily, the dynamics of these matchups, because in the previous 2 games, it was Mifflin that came back late and made it interesting after Wilson jumped out to the lead. Now tonight, Mifflin jumped out 5-0, and here's Wilson coming back late in the game. So
and it's not often you see Wilson coming back, but this is now twice after that semifinal game that they've been battling here late in the game. Ryan Graff at the plate. And Renninger just trying to get out of this inning without any more damage. 5-4 the score here in the bottom of the 6th as Graff fouls that off of his shin.
Sal Riculi in his 10th year as the head coach, 128 wins, 2 county titles, district championship, played at Muhlenberg. His brother Phil was the Muhlenberg Legion head coach from 2009 to 2019, and they both played for the legendary Dick Gocknauer, who the field is now named after over there at Muhlenberg. That's another great program who we saw here in the semis, and they'll be getting ready for the District 3 playoffs.
Renninger steps off the mound just to look back at Kyle Cincinnati. And now it'll be chopped off the bat of Graff over to Velez. Does he get it in time? A great pick there by Jansen on the 1-hopper from Velez. And that was A huge play there to retire Ryan Graff all the way from across the diamond. One run will score off the bat of Kyle Cincinnati as Charlie France is able to cross the plate. 5-4 the score here as we head into the final inning of baseball at First Energy Stadium.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are proud to partner with the Berks County Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and the prevention of suicide. With 3 simple words, are you okay? The hope is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide affects and hurts everyone, but help is here and we'll work together to raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-236-0530. That's 610-236-0530. The Fightin' Phils know who to call for trash and recycling services. A proven winner, JP Mascaro & Sons. The industry leader for over 50 years. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. That's JP Mascaro & Sons, one of the top companies in its industry. Trash and recycling services for home, business, and industry. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO. JP Mascaro & Sons, ready to serve you.
Marinac will lead off the 7th here at First Energy Stadium. He shifted over from pitcher to shortstop in the last half inning as Aaron Rennener came in when he reached his pitch count, and Ryan Kelly will return on the mound for Wilson as Marinac takes a first pitch strike.
Buckle up. 5-4 game, county championship on the line, 7th inning. This is what it's all about. Terrific crowd here, about 2,500, and one of the best players in the county, Connor Marinac, at the plate against Ryan Kelly.
And once we find out who's the championship here, it's on to the districts for both of these teams and others in Berks County. That'll begin round 1 on the 24th, which is Monday. And as you said before, Wilson getting that bye as they're the number 2 seed. And then the quarterfinals will be on the 27th, which is Thursday, and then the semifinals on June 1st, and then the championship game on the 3rd, and also playing for 3rd place on the 3rd as well. So it'll be interesting to see where these teams go from here as Marinac works a walk and has a free pass down first.
Doesn't have a hit so far today, but he has walked twice, and obviously a heck of a job on the mound. Now, Wilson is the number 2 seed in District 3-6A behind only Manheim Township, who just lost for the first time all season in the Lancaster-Lebanon League semifinals. Manheim Township lost to Manheim Central, but Wilson's the 2 seed, and they'll host a quarterfinal on the 27th as Mifflin now tries to bunt Marinac over to second. You know, trying to get that extra run here, Emily, is so important for whoever's going to be out on the mound if they stick with Renninger. You know, to have that extra run cushion, especially considering it's going to be the top of the order coming up here for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the 7th.
It just makes a huge difference in mentality, too, knowing going out there you have a 2-run lead, way different than you got a little bit more cushion, a little bit more leeway.
Kelly keeping a close eye on Marinac, who's definitely a threat to steal. Again, headed to Misericordia. What a great get for that program. Not only Marinac, but also Gabe Bunn. Doing a nice job recruiting here in Berks. Now Coach Hull going to talk to Velez.
And looks like Dave Cummings as well about, I'm not exactly sure what. And now he'll head back to that third base coach's box. And Velez settling back into the plate with a 0-2 count.
again thrown over. Mustangs' last county championship was in 2016 when they blew out Exeter 9-0. This program has won 8 county championships since 2002 and 13 of them overall.
As it's at the knees, and it looks like Velez was a little bit miffed at that call, having a quick word with Dave Cummings as he heads back into the dugouts. 3 strikeouts today for Velez.
Yeah, not the first batter that's had a little bit of an issue with the strike zone in this game. I thought that was a pretty good pitch, though, and now Woolwine will get a shot, but not able to move that runner over to second base. Not able to get that bunt down initially, and then ends up striking out. Still only 4 hits for Governor Mifflin, and they've got 5 runs.
They've just capitalized where really it's counted with runners in scoring position early on in the game. Haven't seen much action out of them at all since really the 3rd inning. They scored 4 in the 2nd and 1 in the 3rd, where Wilson's really been chipping away piece by piece. 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, and 1 last in the bottom of the 6th. As 1-1 the count here from Kelly. Going was Connor Marinac, but he just got a piece of that with his bat. It looked like he tried to stop his swing and he fouled it back behind the plate.
Garris had the RBI single in the 3rd. Mifflin has not had a hit since. And they've struck out 6 times. Again, they only hit 240 as a team. They were held to 1 hit in the quarterfinals against Brandywine Heights with Chase Renner on the mound, who was throwing 90 plus. He's going to Penn State. So much great pitching in the county this year. That's fouled away down the right side again. Hunter Shuey was here tonight from Hamburg. Another guy with 90 plus velocity. You have Crick at Muhlenberg, who's going to Division II Wilmington.
Saw him here the other day at the ballpark with
very
a good
pitcher. Blankenbiller for Always going to Millersville. Darren Brunner had a real nice season for Wyomissing.
Another foul ball there from Woolwine, the right field side.
Got to mention the Spartans, too. What a season. They made their first appearance in the playoffs since 2006, 15 years ago. First winning season since 2012 for Wyomissing. They won the Division III championship and then got shut out by Crick and Muhlenberg 5-0 in the quarterfinals.
Berks County Championships here tonight. We've got one more high school baseball game slated here tomorrow night. Springford versus Perkiomen Valley. It's a makeup game because of rain earlier in the season. As it pops in the dirt over the head of Cincinnati, and on to second is Marinac standing.
So they couldn't get the bunt down, but the wild pitch by Kelly
gets him over.
Essentially does the same job. Now a single could tack on another run here because Marinac runs really well with Woolwine at the plate, who's 0 for 2, does have a walk, couple of strikeouts.
And only 1 out here in the top of the 7th as he drives one up the middle, but it'll be fielded by Bunn, and he fires it over to first to get the out, but Connor Marinac is able to shift over to third base now with 2 outs.
Nice play there by Bunn. Good to see him bouncing back. He had a real rough semifinal. Made 3 errors in the semis. Wilson had 4 as a team. And Coach Rakulia did tell me tonight that he's playing with a different glove. He actually ripped the glove that he had been using all year a little while ago. So different glove for Gabe Bunn. That made that play look easy.
Big swing and a miss there from Darian Troche. Falls behind 0-1, 2 outs now in the top of the 7th inning. 5-4 the score. Mifflin hanging on to a lead here over Wilson late in the game. And he gets that outside corner call by Cummings. Very consistent on the corner. I will say that.
You could see Troche just kind of shake his head in disbelief. Can the young buck come through again?
And he chops it up the middle again to Bunn. Will he be able to make the play this time across the diamond? He does. And after that walk to Marinac, Ryan Kelly gets him to go down 1, 2, 3. and they strand Merrimack over on third. 5 for the score here as Wilson looking to battle back in the bottom of the 7th. Enjoy the stretch while we take a short break here at First Energy Stadium, and come back and join us for the final inning of baseball here at First Energy Stadium.
The award-winning Reading Hospital Tower Health Character Pool Party provides an unforgettable night out with your family and friends. Enjoy a baseball game while swimming in the 87-degree heated pool directly behind the right field home run wall. Plus 2.5 hours of all-you-can-eat buffet and photos and autographs with the crazy hot dog vendor and the Fightin' Phil's mascot band. Regular game tickets are $30 per person for groups of 20 or more. Give us a call today at 610-370-BALL.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G coverage and speed. No one else covers more Americans with the fastest 5G. The R-Phils are proud to introduce T-Mobile as the title sponsor of our Plaza stage. Fightin' Phil's fans can continue to expect great performances on game days and non-game days. The T-Mobile stage is home to great bands, such as the Truest Fightin's mascot band and many others. It will also continue to house great musical performances during the off-season.
Unlike any other area at First Energy Stadium, the Stadium 61 Dugout Suite puts you at the closest seat to the action on field, located just feet away from the diamond on the first base side. With covered seating, ability and motion accessible seating, and the most unique view around.
Bottom of the 7th we go here at First Energy Stadium. Mifflin 5 runs on 4 hits with 2 errors. Wilson 4 runs on 5 hits with 1 error, and Wilson down to their final 3 outs here, but they are at the top of their order with Estrada, Bunn, and Livingston to face off against Aaron Renninger, who came out in relief for Connor Marinac, and he gets Estrada to swing on the first pitch, driving into center field. And right there to make the play is Bullvine, a can of corn. And Renninger gets the first out here as the Wilson fans are stunned, and Mifflin is going wild here. 2 outs now left for Wilson to make their mark here, but only down 1 run.
And to get that leadoff batter out, especially a guy with the ability of Estrada, he's going to be an all-county selection. Huge out there. Estrada was really aggressive when after the first pitch and hit a routine fly to center as Gabe Bunn steps in. Matt Sarbaugh is warming up for Mifflin. His dad, Mike, is the third base coach for the Cleveland Indians. And Matt has thrown 10 innings in relief so far this year, but they're going to ride Renninger as far as they can.
And once again, can we note that Renninger comes into this game with 2 2/3 innings under his belt for the entire season. He's more of a fielder, usually playing in the infield at second, but really impressive to have that fortitude to come in, and now the count moves to 2-1 on Gabe Bunn with 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th.
He's headed to Penn State York. A lot of confidence in his breaking ball right there. He was down 2-0 in the count and did not give Bunn a fastball.
And he'll drive it up. Oh, and it goes through the glove of Jansen, who didn't have his glove down on the ground. And that certainly will be an error as Jansen lets the ball go through his glove. And on first is Gabe Bunn now with 2 away, and the Wilson crowd is back roaring.
And last inning, it was Jansen who made that great pick that might have saved Mifflin a run. It would have been at least first and third for Wilson, but he picked that low throw from Velez, and this one kind of a Bill Buckner, just right between the legs. And now Bunn is on with 1 out.
And they'll certainly be looking for him to get into scoring position as fast as possible as Livingston takes the ball. And you could see Coach Spagula over on third making signs all the way to first base.
Yeah, that's actually Mike Zintek who coaches third for Wilson, but I wonder if they're actually going to give Livingston a fastball here.
Here's the pitch. It's on the knees.
He did.
Called strike. Count now 1-1 to Livingston, who is 0 for 3 today, surprisingly. He's got some power in his bat. We've seen it. Just unable to get anything down.
Tripled and homered in the semis and drove in 3 against Ole.
And he doesn't get it on the corner this time as Bunn was looking to go there, but jogs back to first.
Yeah, I think part of the frustration from the Mifflin fans' perspective is they've seen the pitch on the outside corner to righties called strikes, and there it wasn't.
Renner steps off to look back at Bunn, and he'll get some boos from the Wilson crowd. And now looks like Livingston is going to take a timeout here, trying to throw off. Renner looking back. Now he'll look down, get the count, and here's the 2-1. It's low, and it's 3-1 as he doesn't get the call from Cummings. And you know what's interesting about this game and the crowd is that usually when we're watching an R-Phil's game here, pretty much everybody in the crowd is a Fightins fan. But here we have equal numbers of both sides. And it's loud here at First Energy Stadium as Renner pitches one in the dirt. And on to first goes Ruben Livingston. 2 on here with just 1 out. And a runner moves into the tying run, moves into scoring position as Gabe Bunn shifts over to second. And now Luke Holman.
What an opportunity here for Holman, who did not have his best day on the mound, struggled through just 4 innings, gave up 5 runs, 4 earned, did strike out 10, but he's one of the best hitters in the county, hitting almost 500 coming into this.
And you know he's looking to redeem himself a little bit here at the plate as he's 0 for 3 as well. Renner looking back at second, but there's no one covering the bag. Instead, he'll go home. Holman fouling it back, and a fan is not able to make the grab, and it goes into the parking lot. So I hope you didn't park over there, Paul.
Well, my car is from 2007, so maybe it's time for
okay
a new one anyway.
Fastball dent. And here is the 0-1 to Luke Holman as Renner sets up, glove at the waist, kicks, fires, and a foul ball in the exact same spot, right back in the parking lot.
What's surprising to me is he's actually a little bit late on these pitches. Luke's a really aggressive hitter, so even after the walk, I wasn't surprised that he swung at the first pitch, but he's been late on the first 2 pitches here from Renner.
2 on with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Renner looking back, and here's Holman calling time at the final second, and I'm surprised Cummings gave it to him as Renner was set.
Yeah, that was late. This pitch should not be in the strike zone. You have a really aggressive hitter, and you're up 0-2 in the count.
He looks back again at second. Here he goes home, and a foul ball as Holman gets a piece of it to stay alive. It's right behind home plate as Mifflin sends their bat boy out to get it. See 2 young kids playing bat boys, the sons of coaches, in the dugouts today. And you never know when that skill will come in handy as we see the Fightins playing their own bat boys this season due to COVID rules. And here's the 0-2 from Renner. Kicks, fires, gets him on the call, 3 strike at the corner, that same call that Mifflin was looking for, and Holman jumping up and down, just disbelief.
You rarely see a lot of emotion out of Luke, and he's really fired up. Very even-keeled type of kid.
Punching in the dugout there, just
yeah. I mean, I've never seen that. I've covered I don't know how many of his games. I've never seen him react like that. Just a real cool customer, great character. His teammates love him. And last chance for the Bulldogs, Randy Carlo with 2 on and 2 out.
Mifflin on their feet here now at the ballpark as the first pitch comes in. A ball high in the zone, and the entire Wilson dugout is outside of the dugout on the warning track there. And all of the fans up here in the ballpark on their feet here with 1 out to go in the bottom of the 7th inning. Renner looking back at second. And called time now by Carlo as we see the Wilson batters calling late time, really trying to throw off Renner. And now Carlo stepping back into the righty batter's box. Renner staring down, getting the sign from catcher Cabret. Looking back, And now he goes home, the 1-0, it's high, a big pop-up by Cabret to save the ball from going back behind the plate.
Yeah, I think that just slipped out of his hand there because he's been around the zone, and that one wasn't close. You know, the last county championship was 2019 because of COVID. We didn't have one last year. Wilson beat Hamburg 4-3. It was another instant classic. Here we are 2 years later with another dynamic championship game.
Gets that pitch on the corner, folks. I'm sure you have a good angle there if you're watching with us. And that same pitch time and time again. And there, Reading are able to nail the spot.
Yeah, I'd live out there if I'm Renninger. If they're going to call it.
The corner.
Yeah, why not?
It's hard to do much with that on the corner as Wilson is down to their final strike after Carlo fouls one up into the net in the plaza area, and Mifflin could not be louder here at the ballpark. They are cheering, and Renninger could be the hero in this game. With 2 on, though, still for Wilson, they've still got runners in scoring position here and 1 out to go, and of course, Randy Carlo up to the plate, their number 5 hitter. Good person to have in that spot. He's got a lot of power, and instead of going home, Renninger looks to go back to second. I'm not exactly sure why, maybe to just throw him off. There's not like there's anyone covering at second. But,
just trying to keep a little bit closer because it is the tie and run.
One is taking quite a big lead off of second. And now he'll go home. It's in the dirt.
Wow.
Mifflin's dugout is roaring here as they thought that was going to be a strike, but just low at the knees. And the count is full to Carlo. He either loads the bases here or he gets him retired. And stick with us here as we see what's about to happen. Couldn't be a more exciting moment at the ballpark for these 2 high school teams in the Berks County Championships here. 2 runners on, 2 outs, bottom 7, and a full count to Randy Carlo. Aaron Renninger looking back, setting up, he kicks, fires, and he sends it into right field. Is he gonna drop? Pena coming over on the run, he makes the grab! And right field on the run, the gloves go up, and Mifflin has this game 5-4 as Renninger is absolutely mobbed at the mound. And
what a game.
Minnick in disbelief out on second. Minnick is sitting down at second base in complete disbelief, as is Gabe Bunn over on third. They just can't believe that the game ended this way, and a huge appearance by Aaron Renninger. I mean, I can't even believe it. 2 2/3 innings pitched, and he comes in and he saves the game in relief. And as you talked before, Marinette getting the win here 3 times in a row.
What a game. If you can't get into this one, it's time to check your pulse. You might have some issues with your heart, but this is what high school sports is all about. Arch rivals, the top 2 seeds in the county, in a beautiful ballpark, one of the best in all of minor league baseball, and it comes down to literally the last strike in the bottom of the 7th inning. Initially off the bat, I thought Carlo might have put that one in the gap. But
all
it hung up there.
To Pena for over-the-shoulder grab out.
Right, yeah, nice catch on the run. And a good sportsmanship here by Sal Reculia, going out and shaking hands with Chris Hull. They are very good friends, and obviously they've run into each other a lot over the past decade. But what a county final here. And
huge bottom of the 7th inning. I mean, I don't think we could have asked for a better game here at First Energy Stadium, Paul.
It's so much drama, and you tip your cap to Governor Mifflin, their 14th county championship, their first since 2016. And this was a ball club that lost 3 of its first 5 games and was able to turn it around. You know, it's a long season. Their offense just wasn't there early on, but you stick with it, you keep fighting, you keep battling, and here they are now at 18-5 with a 9-game winning streak going into the District 3 playoffs. And I always talk, you know, whether it's baseball, football, basketball, there are certain programs that expect to win, and this is one. Some teams are just happy to be here, and they're just hoping, well, you know, maybe we get some breaks. And, yeah, you know, it's take some pictures before the game, you know, get the parents out there, grandparents, you know. That's not the mentality for Governor Mifflin. with the pedigree that they have, it's about winning trophies. It's about getting gold medals and winning titles. And I think you saw that. But go back to that second inning, they certainly took advantage of rare lack of command from Luke Holman, where he walked Javi Pena, then hit Renninger, and that set the stage for Tyler Minnick, who's one of the best underclassmen in the county, and that 3-run double, and now all of a sudden you go from 1-0 to 4-0. So now you're really believing, and your confidence is sky high because you have Connor Marinac on the mound. But tip your cap to Aaron Renninger. I mean, he threw an inning and 2/3 in this game after throwing 2 2/3 all season.
Entire season. And I think that inning early on for Mifflin, where they were just able to get ahead and capitalize when they needed to, and then Wilson fighting back the entire time, it just came out. They ran out of time. They just ran out of time.
They had their chances. I mean, you think about, again, the ball that Holman hit up against the right field wall. If that is not caught, that's 2 runs, and Holman's on second or third with a double or a triple. So, I mean, and I mentioned at the time what a key defensive play that was by Pena out there. And sometimes at the high school level, being on the warning track and judging where that wall is, it's not easy to do.
With the different walls than they're used
right.
to.
I mean, they have played a few games here, but not a lot. And he made one heck of a catch.
Mifflin 5 runs on 4 hits. They did make 3 errors in the field. Wilson 4 runs on 5 hits, and they made 1 error in the field. Your final score: Mifflin 5, Wilson 4. As Governor Mifflin is the 2021 Berks County champs here. Both of these teams will play in the district champs coming up starting next week, so there will be more baseball action for both of these teams as we have the award ceremony going on the field for runner-up Wilson Bulldogs here at number 2 in the Berks County Championships, and will stick around for Governor Mifflin as they get the medals for winning the Berks County Championships. Thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure to have you on the air, Paul. Thank you so much for your help today. Appreciate all of your knowledge.
Thanks for having me, Emily. I appreciate it, and best of luck this season with the Fightin' Phils. I'm hoping they get you some more wins here over the course of the season. They're up right now, but I think you got a taste of what Berks County high school sports is all about. To see this type of crowd out here, and now you see the team shaking hands, which is really good sportsmanship. Obviously, they're fighting tooth and nail on the field. But when it's all over, you want to make sure that you always respect your opponent. It's an old saying, fear no one but respect all. And I think that's what we saw with these 2 teams. And how about Connor Marinac, who gets a win in the quarterfinals, gets a win in the semifinals, and gets the win here in the championship game. In the quarters, he threw a complete game 2-hitter against Brandywine Heights, struck out 12, no walks. The semis, he came in relief, went 3 innings, gave up a run, 4 strikeouts, and now tonight he ends up going 5 1/3, came out of the game because he reached the 100 pitch limit. But one heck of a job here by Connor Marinac, and he improves to 11-0 on the season. Big day at the plate for Matt Garris. Can't say enough about him. Hitting in the 7-hole, got him started with a big 2-out RBI double back in the second inning, and then added an RBI single in the third to get Mifflin that 5-0 lead. And they did not have another hit after that, as we see Marinac and Holman hugging out on the mound. Again, we've talked about it. They've been playing together as teammates in travel ball at the youth level since they were little kids. Luke's father, Craig, who I talked about, played minor league ball in the Phillies system, was a 22nd round pick back in 1991. He coached the Holman Hurricanes, and Connor and Luke were teammates there. They had a heck of a team, and a lot of mutual respect between those two and these 2 programs. It's kind of like the Hatfields and McCoys, the Duke, North Carolina, or Army, Navy at Berks County. I mean, this is as big as it gets. When they play in football, you can see 5,000 plus fans at some of those games. And great job by both of these teams. And again, we got a lot of seniors here. We got 25 seniors. So
That's
for them,
insane.
this was their last chance to win a county championship.
Especially after not getting to play last season,
Yes.
having everything the way it ended. This is a really special moment for everyone that's out here.
And I would not count out Wilson in districts. I mean, they're going to be the 2 seed. I know he wasn't at his best tonight, but when you can throw Luke Coleman on the mound, I like my chances when you can roll with him. And, they won it the last time there was a district tournament. They blew out Hempfield. They beat them 11-2 to win the District 3 title. And Wilson did that as a 7 seed, which shows you sometimes the seeds can be irrelevant. A lot of it comes down to the starting pitching. But they're going to be a factor in districts, and if they get into states, they're going to be a tough out there too. Springford, who you mentioned, is playing here, Emily. They have a terrific program. There's a lot of talent there. LaSalle College High School outside of Philly, very good high school program. Hazelden obviously beat Wilson. The only other loss for the Bulldogs, that was 6-1 back on April 3rd. I was at that game, and Hazelden has a lot of Division I players. They're coached by Russ Kanzler, who has some time in the big leagues. They have a lefty who's headed to Florida State, and Nick Biasi, who can throw in the high 80s. So the state playoffs are going to be really tough as well. But don't rule out Wilson. I mean, this is going to be tough for them for sure. But they're going to have to try and look at districts as a brand new tournament. Just wipe the slate clean.
You can't let this affect you going into that's a whole new ball game with a different set of teams.
They have the talent to win a district and state title. I mean, the talent's there. So it's mentally, can you move past this? And sometimes we forget these are 15, 16, 17-year-old kids.
They have this is a big experience for them. And,
right.
And on the flip side, can Governor Mifflin use this momentum coming off of this big Berks County Championship win going into districts next week?
And you don't want to have that hangover. Now, I've talked to a lot of high school coaches, and they always say, Paul, the toughest game for us is our first district game after we've won counties, because you just went from that highest of highs, and now it's a first round game, and maybe you're a little sluggish, and you got to be ready to go.
You can't take the gas off a little bit.
I mean, look how this played out. Mifflin got 4 of its 5 runs in the second inning.
Early on.
Yeah. I mean, when you're playing that type of competition, especially these are 6A schools, you can't take your foot off the gas pedal against good teams.
Well, the final score, Mifflin 5, Wilson 4. We want to thank all of our fans for joining us. Still a huge crowd of Mifflin and Wilson fans here cheering on their teams. And once again, Governor Mifflin, the 2021 Berks County champs. I'm Emily Messina alongside Paul Roberts. Thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast. We appreciate your support. And don't forget to come out to some Fightin' Phil's games coming up next week.